Welcome live to Watson Stadium. Time for Hobbs Eagle football. Live on Cool 95.7 on the radio, on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty Friend here with you live. Sovereign will be back in our next game. He is out for tonight. We have Jonathan on the video for you as well as we get ready for the Hobbs Eagles taking on the Alamogordo Tigers. We are going to take a look at these two teams in terms of what happened last week. Of course, the Eagles had to go on the road to the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces, and they had to take on the number 2 ranked team in the Max Preps Bowl, Las Cruces High. They were a pretty close game through much of it, down by 8 at the half, 21-13, but were outscored 31-0 in the second half. Therefore, the loss for the Eagles in that one. Junior Medrano, though, did have a decent night, not just decent, but over the top in terms of rushing, 176 yards on the ground, had a touchdown and a 76-yard run as well for a score. So he definitely was doing the triple digits. He's been averaging over 130 yards a game the last 3 games at the quarterback position. DeMarcus Hill came back. He has been kind of dealing with an injury over the last couple of games. He had 66 yards on the ground. Those were the top 2 rushers in the ball game. Eagles rushing for 263 yards. Also completing 205 in the passing game. Braddock Beatty with some big numbers for him. 7 catches, 118 yards. He did have a 27-yard pass reception for a touchdown and was averaging close to 17 yards a catch in those 7 that he did get in the game. So triple digits for Beatty. He by far was the leader in the receiving corps. Ortiz had 5 catches for 37. Justice French kind of a quiet night, 2 for 23. And DeMarcus Hill coming out of the backfield with 2 catches for 22. So the Eagles getting 468 total yards of offense, which was better than Las Cruces' 403. But again, Cruces had the 31 points in the second half, the scoreboard getting the W for the home team. They had 254 yards of rushing, and the big dividend there was the running back, Daniel Amaro. He had 220 of the 254 on the ground for Las Cruces, so they had no answer for him, especially in that second half. There was also 1 passing touchdown out of the 5. 5 rushing touchdowns for Amaro, 1 passing TD for the team, so 6 total, 5 of those runs by Amaro into the end zone. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a taste of what the Eagles had to face in terms of a running attack with Amaro. The same thing you're going to face tonight with Nathaniel Best, the quarterback of the Alamogordo Tigers. Hobbs Eagle defense was led by linebacker Aiden Glum last week. He had 16 tackles, combined with the other linebacker, Gavin McPherson, with 13. Those two combined for 29 total. Defensive tackle Jeremiah Mackey with 10 tackles in the game, and defensive back Adrian Mora, he had 9 for the Hobbs Eagle cause. By the way, we should mention, too, that Jeremiah Mackey is number 3 in the state in the 6A division for sacks. He has 5 on the season, so nice to see those numbers for the big man for the Hobbs Eagles. That game last week was one of 3 weather delays they've had on road trips. 8:09 of the second quarter is when they shut that down for lightning in the second. They missed a PAT pretty close to that time to make it 14-13. The Las Cruces scored 1 more time in the second once they came back from the delay and then added on those other points to finish up the game. The Eagles had 4 turnovers on downs, 1 fumble, and 1 interception. Again, giving Las Cruces an opportunity to take control of that game and get the win. So Hobbs is now 0-1 in district and 1-0 for the Las Cruces Dogs, currently ranked 2nd in the Max Preps poll. Hobbs Eagles sit at number 6. They have one of the better strength of schedule numbers in the state at 9.6. And that's when you look at Cleveland at number 1 with a 14.3, Las Cruces number 2 at 10.7, and La Cueva at number 4, even with a 500 record at 2-2, their strength of schedule at 12.3. So the Eagles in that top 5 in terms of tough teams that they played. 3 of those were 5A teams in the top of their leaderboard, Roswell, Artesia, and Lovington High School. Of course, those 3 are forces to be reckoned with when the division beneath the Hobbs Eagles 6A. Alamogordo, though, down at number 10, even with a better record than Hobbs. They sit at 4-1, but their strength of schedule is minus 8.8. Their wins going against Deming, who is currently 7th in the 5A, but they have a minus strength of schedule and 0-5 on the season. They did beat Roswell, the number 2 team in the 5A, knocked them off earlier for a victory. Beat Piedra Vista from the 6A, who's ranked 9th in the Max Preps poll. Lost to Albuquerque High on the road in the 6A. They're currently ranked 16th. And last week knocked off Oregon Mountain, a team that has a minus 14.8 strength of schedule and 19th in the 6A. That win over Oregon Mountain, 34-14 for the Tigers. Of course, Nathaniel Best, the top rusher, 334 yards in that game on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He likes to come out of an option look, triple option. You have 2 backs usually behind him in the I formation. He will either fake a handoff up the middle. He might roll out a little bit, fake the pitch outside, and cut up. He loves to go around the corners. He loves to get up the sidelines. He will rack up some big yards if you let him get outside. But 334 rushing yards and those 2 touchdowns. Another guy that's been kind of coming on the last few games, Bryson Bloom. He rushed 11 times for 72 yards in that win. And Nathaniel Ciciras, 10 carries for 57. So they got a couple of guys that can rush the football for the Tigers. Also had some pass receptions for scores as well. Keaton Arona caught the first score of the ball game for the passing department for Alamogordo in the first half. Also, Ethan Fofenwong also caught a 10-yard pass for a touchdown as well. So those were the 2 with receptions for scores. Alamogordo with 502 yards compared to 298 for Oregon Mountain. They picked off 2 Oregon Mountain passes. 467 rushing yards in the game, majority of that from Nathaniel Best, only 35 in the passing department. Now that has been typical for their games this year. In their win against Deming, Best had 106 rushing yards, against Roswell 126, and has kind of dropped off a little bit until that game last week against Oregon Mountain where he was over 300. So he's been underneath 100 a few games up until that game last week. So that Bloom kid has stepped it up a notch. He had 122 against Albuquerque High on the ground. The one big deficit for Alamogordo last week was penalties. They had 13 for 86 yards. In fact, they had 3 offsides penalties on Oregon Mountain's first drive of the game, which really moved the ball up the field for that Oregon Mountain team, but then held Oregon scoreless in the first half. It was 13-0 at halftime. So even though they had some handkerchief issues, they still played some good defense to keep Oregon Mountain off the scoreboard. That has been a problem, though, for the Eagles, though, in the first couple games of the season, averaging over 100 yards in penalties in games 1 and 2. Kind of tapered off in game 3, about 80-so yards, and they're kind of trying to keep it as low as possible since then. But definitely do not want to shoot themselves in the foot in this game. Again, where's the defense going to be targeting tonight? It's going to be the running game. Nathaniel Best, of course, and those other 2 backs we mentioned, Bloom and Ciceros, getting some spot time back there as well. Eagles got to watch out for the Veer offense. That's the triple threat type of look. You know, look and see what your defense is giving you. The linebackers come choke in the hole. You cut outside as a quarterback. That's what Eagles have got to do. They know that Best is going to read the defense. Very intelligent player out there for Alamogordo. But Hobbs has won the last 6 straight games against Alamogordo. Last year, they won big, 49-21, a 28-point win. That was a very big game for Seamus Wright. Of course, Wright's kind of a question mark for this game. He did dress down. He's going to warm up with them. We're not quite sure if he'll get a chance to play in this one or not. He's really been battling that ankle injury. We do know that Brian Estrada is out with an injury in the Las Cruces game, the tight end, so he will not play. But the Eagles have won in 24, 23, 22, 15, and 14, plus 2013. But they are still under 500 against the Tigers in the history of the 2 teams together, 14-17. But their last home loss to Alamogordo was in 2011, so it's been 14 seasons since then. And during this current win streak that they've had 6 in a row, 5 of those have been by scores of 40-plus on the scoreboard for the Hobbs Eagles. So they've really got some big point production, including that 49 last year in the 28-point win. The only time they didn't win with 40 points, at least on the board, was in 2014, where they picked off Alamogordo 20-14. So that's where we got it with the series with these 2 teams. Again, Hobbs 14 wins and 17 losses. It'll be interesting to see how both teams match up against the rushing game for both squads. And we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. Ready for kickoff. Hobbs versus Alamogordo live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Back in 30 seconds for the kickoff. To Watson Stadium, the kickoff return for Alamogordo across the 25 up to the 30-yard line. A 10-yard return for the Tigers. And bringing the ball back for the visiting team was Keaton Arona, the wide receiver. And a bunch of guys chasing him out of bounds, including one of the big linemen for Hobbs, Jeremiah Mackey, the defensive tackle. It's going to be pretty decent field position for the Tigers coming out of a veer offense. Definitely going to be a running attack here, as the Tigers definitely want to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, especially with Nathaniel Best. 1,556 yards on the season for the team, 1,328 of those in the rushing game, only 228 in the passing department. They've only thrown 39 passes this season. That should give you a really close look about what's been going on lately. So Best at quarterback. Hobbs Eagles will show 6 in the front, make it 5 in the front box now. By himself in the backfield, Twins left, receiver right. And one man in motion now to the right. The handoff around the end, the reverse. Bryson Bloom tries to cut it back up the middle of the field from the 30 up to the 35. Actually going to mark him down with the knee at the 34. It'll be a 3-yard run for Bryson Bloom out of the reverse, left to right for the Tigers. So even when you don't have the guys in the backfield, you're still going to get that ball handed off quite a bit of the time. And Bloom definitely is one of their go-to guys in terms of the running game. So 3-yard pickup to start it off for Alamogordo. Brings up a 2nd down and 7 from the 34. Staggered in the backfield, shotgun low. Taking it up his best, angling left, gets spun around at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for about 1, and then drug back behind the line. Eagles getting a big black and gold wall. They are wearing the black home uniforms. The first man to knock him to the turf and then get some help from his teammates. Big man Mike Meredith. He is the DT, a 6'2", 330 senior. I mentioned Mike Meredith on campus at Hobbs High. I get Big Mike is all I get in response. They don't say Mike Meredith. It's Big Mike. Still able to fall forward on that one for 3 yards for Bloom, or correction, Best. Brings up a 3rd down, a long 3 from the 36. I formation, single receivers left and right. Best is going to throw the slant pass to the 40. It's caught. That will be a 1st down. A 7-yard pickup on the quick pass. Will be a 1st down at the 45. As leaving the game now after making the catch for this Alamogordo team, Diarezzo. 7-yard pickup. That will be the first down for Alamogordo, who is now 1 for 1 in the passing game. They don't average very many passes a season or a game. About the 50-yard mark is what they've been looking at. 1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line. In their side of the fields, I formation again to the tailback, heads right, 45, trying to get close to midfield, but dropped down at about the 47-yard line. That was Bloom. Looks like 3 yards for Bloom. They're just going to keep gut checking you every time on the handoffs here. Not really looking for a lot of defensive secondary shifts or anything. They're just going straight up at this point. Not much option look outside yet. Probably trying to get away from what the video the Eagles were seeing throughout the week, getting in ready in practice. Receivers left and right, 1 each. Back in shotgun goes the quarterback Best in between 2 of his running backs. Give it off to the single tailback behind him, and he's going to get dropped in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the play. A couple of guys getting in there for the Eagles. And that's going to be including Jeremiah Mackey and the linebacker, Gavin McPherson. Last of 3 by Bloom. He's 3 for 3 now. As the ball marked at the 45-yard line of the Tigers. Still scoreless, start of the first quarter here at Watson Stadium, Hobbs and Alamogordo. Eagles won the last 6 games against his team, including last year, 49-21. Twins right. I formation backfield, shotgun, rolling right is Best. He wants to throw, stagger step, throws the out route. Ball's dropped at the 38 of the Eagles. Low shot, hit the sideline first as he tried to extend the pass out to the right side of the field to the Alamogordo sideline, about 5 yards past the 1st down marker. Not able to get out there to make the catch. The wide receiver, Aiden Rowe, incomplete. And that's going to put the Tigers in a punt situation, 4th and 9 from their own 44. Eagles with good coverage on that one, keeping it tight on the sidelines. 8:47 left, first quarter, still scoreless here at Watson Stadium. Officials having a discussion here, timeout officially on the field. Alamogordo already lined up, Hobbs defense as well. Looks like everything reset and ready to go here. Wouldn't expect a fake on this one. Back at the 32, waiting for the snap, a high one. They're going to punt it from the 35. And it's going to go low and outside to the 20, rolls out to the near sideline, out of bounds at the 10, so a great kick there. So about a 55-yarder as the roll happens there for the punter for Alamogordo. That was Kit Nerona. So Hobbs will get their first possession now. as they have their chance to get some points on the scoreboard. Still scoreless here in the first quarter. Eagles with their black uniforms and gold numbers, and Alamogordo the whites, the black numbers and the gold trim. Eagles will have it at the 10-yard line. Twins left and right for the Eagles O, the wide receiving core. Single setback. And getting ready for DeMarcus Hill to see some rushing action here. Pass quickly on the curl at the 15. The catch made by French and thrown down by his helmet. He's going to get 6 on that one. So the first pass of the game to Justice French. 1 for 1 in the passing game. Only had 2 catches last week in the loss to Las Cruces. Kind of a quiet night for him. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 3. So actually give him 7 on that one. Eagles quickly with the hurry-up offense. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun. Madrano going to show another curl to the 20. Caught by French, puts his head down and gets sat down on his butt after making the catch. He's going to get another 4 or 5 yards now. French for 2 catches for 12. 2 for 2 in the passing game now. And a first down for the Eagles. Moving the ball ahead on the quick passing game. Mark it at the 22. On the right hash for the Eagles, still on their side of the field. Twins left and right. Madrano back in shot. He's got Hill to his right shoulder. Delay handoff to Hill. Scampers up the middle. Gets across the 25. Drags it across to the 30, taking a few with him. As he will get 8 yards on that carry. Knocking at the door for another first down. The first rush of the game for the Eagles. So Hill calculating 8. Brings a 2nd down and 2 from the 30. Hurry up offense again. Stacked receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Slapping his hands together is Madrano trying to get a jump from the defensive front. The 4 in the front for Alamogordo. They're not going to budge, though. Now they're shifting to the right. They're expecting a rollout. Going to go with the handoff again. Cutting up, spin move. Trying to drag his body across the 35 and drug down hard as Hill. Looks like he'll have enough for the first down and then some. Looks like 5 yards for Hill. 2 carries for 13 yards now. 3 for 3, or make that 2 for 2 in the running game so far for the Hobbs Eagles. And that'll be the 2nd first down. Move it up to the 36-yard line. Pair of receivers left and right. 2-step drop from Madrano. Scampering away from pressure to the right side to the 35. A late flag on the run. Might have been a holding in the backfield as it took him a little bit of time. I don't think he really wanted to rush that quickly as he got a kind of a high snap there and was kind of shifting a little bit to the right before he got a snag on it. And we're still waiting for the official signal here. It looks like it will be in the backfield against the Eagles. Clock stop at 7:02 left first quarter. Whitecaps got a holding penalty. That'll be the first against Hobbs. We mentioned Alamogordo has some issues with penalties in last few games as well. Back it up to the 27-yard line for Hobbs. Brings up a first down and 20 after the 10-yard mark-off. 3 receivers head left, 1 to the right side for the black and gold. And shotgun again for Madrano. Slaps his hands once, turns and fires, screen pass to the left side, caught at the 25, 30, Beatty to 35, 40, and into the original first marker there. Picks up the penalty yardage plus a couple extra. See where they're going to mark this at. Actually, they're not going to say he got to the original line. Now they are going to mark it that way. Referee was going the wrong direction. He's backing it way up into the Alamogordo side defensive line here. Oh, wait a second. We got a penalty instead. Where's the handkerchief at? He would have had at least 12 yards on that play, but instead we're going to go back. Wow, completely erased the play, and it's going to get you close back to the original line of scrimmage after that original holding penalty. Another hold against the Eagles. So 10 yards, back-to-back, 2 for 20 now total, and we're only in the first possession of the ball game for Hobbs. Back it up to the 22, so erase the pass. Eagles have to reset now. 1st and 27 for the Eagles at the 22-yard line. Trips right, make it 4 receivers right, and 1 to the left side. Shotgun, Madrano going to roll right. He wants to throw to the out route. High one to Justice French at the 36, and he'll pull it down and get wrapped up quickly. Looks like 14 yards for Justice French. Has all 3 catches for the Eagles, although 1 was brought back on a penalty when Beatty caught it. Now 3 for 3 in the passing game for 26 yards for the Eagles. Hobbs is mostly dominant in the running game so far this season. So they're really starting to open up the pass in this one. Shotgun, Madrano with the trips left, handoff up the middle, zigzag to the 40, and brought down to the 44 will be Hill. A total of 7 for Hill. He's got all 3 carries for the Eagles of 20 yards total, and the 3rd first down for Hobbs. Or not a first down, make it 3rd down and 3.5. from the 43. Shotgun from the right hash. Medrano fakes left and comes back right. He wants to throw. Airs it out on the near sideline. Forward of the receiver at the 20. He evaded it over the sideline, right side. French tried to catch up underneath it, but it was 4 yards behind it, I should say. Incomplete, unfortunately for Hobbs. That would have been his 4th catch of the ball game. All 3 before that to him as well. Incomplete, 3 for 4 for 26 yards is Medrano. Did a good job of stepping left and then spun back to the right side before he unloaded that fade route to the far right sideline. 4th down and 3.5 for the Eagles. They'd line up in the offense. Definitely going to try a hard cadence call here. I'm not sure if they're going to go with the offensive play or not. Yes, nope, they're going to do a quick punt. It will be Medrano. Sends it high in the air, end over end, bounces at the Alamogordo 15, takes a Hobbs Eagle roll past the 10, and stopped dead around the 7-8 yard line. Good coverage by the Eagles. Had a couple of guys back there, and Alamogordo's brought everybody up. They didn't want to have any chance of touching that ball and having a fumble on it. Giving it back to the Eagles in their territory. So we'll be back at the, looks like the 8 yard line. So a punt for both teams to start this ball game. 1 offensive possession each, and now the Eagle defense back out on the field. On the first series, Alamogordo able to get just 4 carries for 6 yards and 1 pass reception for 7. So not much going on there. Total of 13 yards on their first possession. Hobbs had 46 yards, 20 in the running and 26 in the pass. Pass underneath the center at the 8 yard line. I formation, gets it to the tailback, met in the backfield, thrown down by the head. Back around the 5, make it the 3 yard line. Well, they took him apart that time. That's going to be a couple of yard loss on the play. You got to credit a great job there on the read by Jeremiah Mackey. Looks like they'll lose 4 on that play. And that was Bloom. So he's had 2 negatives. And right now, -1 on 4 carries. Back at the 4 yard line. Best will be in the end zone now, the quarterback. Clock at 5:04 remaining in the first, still scoreless. Second series for Alamogordo. Twins left, no receivers right. Here goes Best around the left end as he tries to read the D, tries to get outside, gets across for maybe 2-3 yards in the forward progress, but meets that black and gold wall there. And a great job coming from the deep secondary for the Eagles to make a first shot at him. Javen Hernandez, the safety that time. He had the leading tackles last year in that win against Alamogordo on the road. He had 11 total as a youngster last year. And that's going to be a gain of about 3 yards on the forward progress there by the quarterback Best. 2 carries for 6 for him. Ball going to be marked now at the, boy, I'm having trouble here with all these goalie boxes and everything. Looks like about the 8 yard line. Got to make 11 on this play for the first. Steps back on the shotgun. 2-step drop at the goal line. Rolls left. Best is waiting for a receiver. Puts a nice spiral down the field. Intercepted at the 50 yard line. Picked up by Adrian Moore on the right hash. Up the middle. Returns to the 40. Far left. Down to the 30 and brought down on his back after the INT. He's wrapped up hard and thrown down to the turf by Keaton Orona, the wide receiver. But there's the pickoff you're waiting for as Mora with the INT. The first turnover of the ball game for Alamogordo. And Hobbs is knocking at the door at the Tiger 30 yard line, right on the line at the left hash. 4:01 left here in the first quarter. Neither team has scored here at Watson Stadium. Game 2 of the district schedule. Tigers winning last week over Oregon Mountain, and the Eagles losing to Las Cruces, ranked 2nd in the state, although they beat number 1 Cleveland earlier. Trips right, receiver left. Shotgun for Medrano. He's going to get the handoff around the, no, fakes the handoff, goes left instead to the left side hash. It gets dropped down at the 26. Make it the 24. 6 yard pickup for Medrano. Good fake to Hill around the right side. They're going to give him just 5 as his knee went down. That's his first carry of the ball game. 2nd down and 5 now for the Alamogordo 25 for the left hash. Trips right, receiver left. Medrano back to shotgun again. This time he's going to option right on the pitch, right to Hill. To the 25, Statiger step. To the 20, heads right sideline, down to the 18. He'll get the first down. 7 yards for Hill. He's got 4 carries now for 27 yards. Averaging over 6 a pop for Hill, the running back. Again, we halfway expected to see Seamus Wright, but he's still battling an ankle injury. He's out for this game as well. Twins left and right. That is the 3rd first down for the Eagles. Give it to Hill. Angles left to the 15-yard line. Gets ahead for another 3 yards. He's had 5 of the 6 carries so far for the Eagles. 30 yards for him, 5 for Medrano. And a 2nd down and 7 now for the Eagles at the Alamogordo 16. Hurry up offense. Twins left and right. Shotgun for Medrano. Fakes a handoff. He wants to throw. 1-step drop. Throws a slant route down the middle of the end zone and off the fingertips of Justice French. He got sandwiched by 2 secondary defenders for Alamogordo. Kind of slapped his helmet after that. Might have had a touch on the football by the defender, too. Doing a good job of coverage on the shoulders of Justice. That's Aiden Vasquez, the corner. And that'll be incomplete. Eagles 3 for 5 in the passing game. First 26 yards all coming at the hands of French. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun Medrano, handoff to the right side, 20, 15, 10, 5, a spin move into the end zone for the touchdown. Hill. Big time break off of the defender, and he's in for the score, a 17-yard run for Hill in the score. That is his 6th carry of the ball game for 47 yards and the TD. Hobbs up early, 6-0 here in the first quarter with 2:43 remaining. Eagles trying to add on the extra point for Beatty. He'll be back at the 10-yard line, so make it a 20-yard field goal / PAT. Waits for the snap here. Long delay. Ortiz gets it down for him. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Barely got it up before a slap down by Alamogordo's Nathaniel Cerceres. So Eagles up 7-0 with 2:43 left first quarter here at Watson Stadium. Alamogordo Tigers get the kick return in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Quick return to Watson Stadium. Ty Friend here with you live. Sovereign will be back with us next home game, which will be 2 weeks from tonight as the Eagles will play Centennial. Eagles kicking off for the 40-yard line. They lead 7-0 after a 17-yard run for Hill. And the kickoff now from Beatty. From the 40. Nice spiral on it. Bounces at the 15 on the left sideline. Goes out of bounds, which will be a flag. As they'll have a choice for Alamogordo, whether they take it at the 35-yard line, a 5-yard penalty, and a re-kick. More than likely at the 35 because they're going to pick up about 15 or so yards on that. Like to welcome Ron Gunner back to the No-Mark family. He's been out a few weeks dealing with some health issues at this point. He is back at the Hobbs Eagle game tonight. Thanks for him for running our scoreboard. It's love to have him back with the sports team and the announcer for the JAL football games this season, and hopefully other sports coming up here in just a few months. In fact, it's getting close to basketball season. Again, welcome back, Ron Gunner. Hobbs Eagles playing some defense now, 35-yard line. Alamogordo football. They trail 7-0 to the Eagles. Twins right, receiver left. Got a slot right, a single setback behind Best, the QB. Shotgun to the 30, delay handoff to the right side. Nothing doing for the Tigers, although he does get a bounce off of the defender. Got hit hard by the Eagles, hit by Gavin McPherson. Not much going on that one for Nathaniel Cerceres. I think they're going to give him just back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play for Cerceres. He's about the 3rd in the depth chart for Alamogordo in the running game. 2nd down and 10 now from the 35. Of course, we mentioned in the pregame that Best is by far the leader in rushing this season. 725 yards out of the 1,328 in the running game. The quarterback. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun to Best. There he goes. Left hand around the end. 35-40, 45-50 into Hobbs territory and back pedals to the 49. 16 yards for Best coming around that left end. That's 22 yards total for him. 3 carries, just over 7 yards a pop. That will be the 2nd first down for Alamogordo, and some subs coming in for the Eagles, including one of the big men on the line of scrimmage, Dylan Sanchez, 5'7", 260, as he'll come up on the line for the Eagles. So they'll have it now. Ooh, they're backing it up. Holding penalty against Alamogordo, so erase that 16 yards for Best and give the first penalty of the ball game for Alamogordo. Hobbs had 2 holds for 20. Now make it 1 for Alamogordo for 10. Whole Tiger team looking to the Tiger sideline to Coach Cisco. Again, they're 4-1 on the season. Their only loss to Piedra Vista from Farmington. That was a road trip for them. Beat Roswell High in the second week of the season. The same thing the Eagles did in game 1. First didn't make it, second down and 10 now from the 35. Shotgun back to Best, gives a handoff, cutting up the middle. Bloom beats the tackle 40, gets banged hard by 3 or more defenders. Actually, Caceres is the one carrying. He saw a couple of guys coming at him on that second push and took a hard shot after 7-yard pickup that time. And he was bumper card hard by Aiden Glum. After they're going to give him 8 on that forward progress. So 2 carries for 8 yards for Caceres, his first best back to the line of scrimmage. They're down at 2 now for Alamogordo at their own 43-yard line. Still 7-0 Hobbs here in the first quarter, 1:04 left. Tigers will send 2 receivers, short side left, 1 to the right side in front of the Tiger bench. Slot man goes in motion to the right, shotgun Best. Give it to Caceres around the right end, 45, breaks the tackle, 50, and drugged out at the Eagle 49. 8-yard pickup for Caceres, the go-to guy in the last 3. He's got 3 carries now for 16 yards, and the third first down for the Tigers. So they're starting to rest Bloom a little bit, and Best has had a few rushes, but Caceres is picking up where those 2 left off and trying to probably mix it up just a little bit. A lot of time for the Eagles to study video over the last few ball games and seeing Best and Bloom being the top of the rushing order for Alamogordo. Twins left on the receiving core, 1 to the right side for the Tigers at the 49 of the Eagles, actually a 49.5. Shotgun to Best, tucks it goes, quarterback keeper up the middle, 45, 40, continues to drag some defenders to the 35. He won't go down easy. 34, still stagger stepping, and has 4 guys wrapping him up after the first down pickup. At least 14 on this, maybe more. They're going to make it 15 for the quarterback. So he got 1 brought back on a 16-yarder on a hold. This time trying to match it, 15 yards, and a total now of 21 on 3 carries, 7 yards a pop. That looks like it'll run out the first quarter clock under 8 seconds now, and the Hobbs Eagles leading 7-0. As the clock continues to run here at Watson Stadium, game 2 of the district schedule. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Hobbs up 7-0 over Alamogordo on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here at Watson Stadium, starting the second quarter, it's 7-0 Eagles over Alamogordo. They just handed off to Caceres for a 1-yard pickup. He's got 4 carries for 17 yards, currently leading the Tigers. Actually second, I should say. Best with 21 on 3 carries. Second down and 9 for the Tigers at the Eagle 34 in the middle of the field. Starting that second quarter, a 7-0 Eagle lead. Hobbs scoring on a 17-yard run for DeMarcus Hill in the first quarter. Twins left, receiver right for the Tigers. They got an I formation. Go with the option look. Keeping it is the quarterback Best around the left end. Gets tornadoed around across the 35 down to the 30-yard line. So at least 4 on that one, maybe 5 if he fell across that 30-yard line. They are going to give him 5. That's the 4th carry for Best for 26. Again, he's a triple threat quarterback, likes to run out of the veer, where you kind of check your D, see what the linebackers are giving you. If they come up in the middle, you're heading outside, might option it off on the pitch. So if you're a secondary member or a cornerback, you got to really help out on those ends to make sure that also he doesn't just stop and throw the football, which doesn't happen very often. About 200-some yards of passing this season. They're down in long 3 for the Tigers at the Eagle 30-yard line. Twins left and right, back to pass on the curl route. It's thrown to the 25, way over the head of the receiver, sails high, as that one was intended on the right side to Drake D'Arezzo at the 25. Eagles thought they might have a chance for a pick on that one, but way too high for them as well. Going up for it was the cornerback on the left side, Leo Jaquez. Kind of slapping his helmet. He wish he could get up on a ladder on that one. Incomplete. That's going to be a 4th down and 4 for the Tigers. They're 1 for 4 in the passing game so far for 7 yards. At the Eagle 29-yard line in the left hash. Clock at 10:32 left here in the second. Eagles up 7-0. Hobbs will put 4 on the front defensive line. Twins left, 1 receiver right for the Tigers. Quick snap and going hard to the left side. Continues through and pushing a crowd with him is Best across the 20. Plenty for the first down. He's got at least 9, make it 10 or 11 as that final push rugby style gets him 11 on the quick snap to the quarterback. That'll be the 4th first down. 37 yards for the QB on 5 carries. So over 6 yards a pop for the quarterback. He's a leading rusher now for the Tigers at the Eagle 18-yard line, just past that on the left hash. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Man in motion to the left slot now. Shotgun to Best. Fakes a handoff, rolls around the left end, 20, 15. Eagle's going to meet him right before he gets to the 15. About 3-yard pickup for the QB. Couple guys jumping in there for the Eagles to shut it down. Johnny on the spot. Joseph Reza, the linebacker on the right side for the Eagles. They get about 3 yards there for Best, the QB. 2nd down and 7 now from the Eagle 15-yard line. Tigers trying to tie it up in the red zone here. Twins right, 1 receiver left, slapping his hands is Best. They get a slot going from right to left on the motion. Handoff around the right end. Stugger step and trying to spin at the 15, but going down quickly. I believe that was Cerceres. But nothing going on that play. Actually, correction. Yep, it was Cerceres. And it doesn't look like he gets much on that one. Hobbs lined, toughened up, closed the gaps, and no gain on the play for Cerceres. He stays at 17 yards on 5 carries. 3rd down and 7 now from the 15. Right in the middle of the field here. Tigers taking more time in the huddle. No hurry up on this one as they keep looking at the sideline for the play call. Now make their huddle. Hobbs will have 4 in the front for the defense. Hobbs had more yards than Las Cruces last week, although they lost in that game against number 2. Hurry up offense on the Twins left and right. The team ran up to the line of scrimmage. Coach Cisco didn't like what he saw and called a timeout as they got to the line. They just kind of sprinted out of the huddle. I think he was beating the play field clock there as it was getting down to close digits, and I think he could see that was going to be a delay of game if he didn't get the timeout. 8:30 left, second quarter. Hobbs up 7-0 here at Watson Stadium. Come back with us in 30 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet and on the radio at Cool 95.7. Here in the second quarter, Watson Stadium after the timeout. Alamogordo 3rd and 7 from the Hobbs Eagle 15, middle of the field. Fake the handoff. Best back to pass out of a shotgun. 2-step drop. Rolls around the right. 15, 10, 5. Stretching out to the pylon and runs in for the touchdown. Beating 3 Eagle defenders to the line. Boy's got a good sprint motion there. A 15-yard touchdown scamper. Eagles got caught inside in the secondary. He heads to the outside and just tiptoes inside the right pylon for the score for 15. So big scoring effort there for Best after the timeout. Don't think the timeout was planned there to set up the play. It was just trying to beat that delay of game penalty that was about to come right before that one happened. So we're getting ready for the PAT, and they're looking to the sideline for some reason. They're either going to kick it or not. Get ready to do the kicking chore, Damian Moreno. Could tie up the score here on the conversion. Kick is up, and it is good. 8:22 left, second quarter. We got a tie ball game. Hobbs and Alamogordo at Watson Stadium. Game 2 of the district schedule. Back with you in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Alamogordo and Hobbs tied at 7 here at Watson Stadium as the Eagles got to play some offense now. First trying to kick return as they just were tied up by the Tigers after a 15-yard run for Nathaniel Best. First score of the ball game for him. He's up to 55 yards in rushing so far for the Tigers' cause on 7 carries. So about 7.5 yards a pop for the quarterback. Top rusher for the Eagles is Hill. He's got a scoring run of 17 and 47 yards on the ground on 6 carries for about 6.5 yards a pop. Get ready for the kickoff here as the Tigers, after their scoring run by Best. PAT kicker as well. Damian Moreno gets their team lined up and ready to go from the 40. Here comes the kick. As he's going to keep a knuckler down the near left sideline. Rolls on the ground, bounces off 2 Eagles, picked up at the 10, brought up to the 15, sideline, 20, left side, 30, and run down at the 35. I kind of had to scoop with a shovel that time as the ball ricocheted off a couple of players for the Eagles off the pinball look. The man that finally gets the scoop and go was Edgar Zubia, the wide receiver, sure hands there. I think it might have ricocheted off of Adrian Moore as well, as the Hobbs Eagles now with the possession, and good field position too, at the 34-yard line of their own. But they're tied at 7. Eagles with their second possession, scoring off the first, a 17-yard or second possession, scoring off the run of 17 for Hill. They stack 3 receivers near on the sideline or on the front line, the right. They'll throw a little screen pass to the right flat, caught by Beatty, the 35, 40, 45 to the far right sideline, and run out of bounds at the 49. That's going to be about 15 for Beatty. That'll be his first catch of the ball game. Eagles are now 4 of 6 in the passing game for 41 yards, and the third first down of the game for the Eagles. At the 48 of the Eagles on their side of the field as they're tied at 7. 8:10 remaining, second quarter. Slot right, and the fake, or giving the handoff around the left end to the 50, 45, 40, battering ram style, and getting somersaulted into coverage after that. That'll be about 14, 15 yards, and that is Hill again. So 14.5 for Hill. His second back-to-back double-digit run. He's got 62 yards on the ground now. And another Eagle first down, number 4. 62 yards rushing for Hill. Twins left and right, back to pass. The curl route caught at the 32 and spun around near the near left sideline. Adrian Moore with some sure hands to pull that down. Be a short pass. They're going to say about 3 to the 35 for Mora. That's his first catch. Eagles now 5 of 7 in the passing game. 44 yards in the air for Medrano, the quarterback of the Eagles. Pair of receivers right and left. Hobbs looks at the sideline. Coach Stevens to give a signal here. Second down and 7 for Hobbs at the Alamogordo 35. Left hash. 7:20 left in the first half, tied at 7. Twins left and right. Good snap to Medrano. Fakes a handoff, rolls around the right end, gets spun around and falls on his butt as he tried to backpedal forward a little bit. Good job of trying to keep his feet there with the high pump action. He gets 2 yards regardless and was able to keep the football tucked, luckily. Second carry for 7 now for Medrano. Third about 5 down for the Eagles at the 33 of the Tigers. 4 on the front line for the Alamogordo defense. Pair of receivers left and right. Shotgun. Medrano goes up the middle with the 30. Little head fake, 25 to the left hash and gets rolled up to the 22-yard line. That'll be about 9 yards for Medrano to move the chains again. He's got 3 carries for 16 and 5 first downs now for the Eagles, knocking at the door of the Tigers, trying to get the lead on the scoreboard here at Watson Stadium. They'll mark it at the 22-yard line on the left hash for the Hobbs offense. Trying to even their record at 1-1 and drop the Tigers at 1-1 with the loss here tonight on the road. They'll do the pitch to the right side. Here comes Hill, puts on the brakes, tries to spin, breaks a tackle, and gets himself out close to the 20-yard line. A lot of lateral running that time. Actually going to stop him short at the 21. So that ends up being about 1.5 yards, not much more than that. As Hill pick up, they're going to give him 1 on the play. That's 63 yards on the ground for DeMarcus Hill. Does have a touchdown back in the first quarter. And now a second down and 9 for the Eagles at the Tiger 21, this time on the right hash. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right side. And by himself is Medrano in the backfield, waiting for the shotgun snap. 2-step drop Very calm, throws the slant route, a high jump to catch, breaking a tackle to the 15, and getting ahead was Josh Ortiz. He might have fumbled forward. Alamogordo acting like they got the ball back. That was an 8-yard catch for Ortiz. Hasn't been shown yet if that was a recovery for Alamogordo. He is crunched up on the field right now in a fetal position. Looks like he might have got hit low in the gut or something. They haven't marked the play. They should at least mark the catch there. That's got to be at least 8 yards for Ortiz. The question was whether it was a fumble. They're going to move a Tiger player off the field, too. Tiger trainer staff came out. So they're going to give him the catch. 8 yards for Ortiz. His first catch of the ball game. Eagles are 6 of 8 in the passing game. 37 yards in the air. 48 yards in the air, excuse me. 3rd down and 2. Now from the 15 of Alamogordo near the left hash. Once again, everything reset. They should start the clock again at 5:40 left, second quarter, tied at 7. Medrano has a split formation backfield, shotgun between the two running backs, gives it off left side, but losing his footing, slipping down on the left hash and going down quickly is Hill, and meeting him to wrap him up with a bear hug, Nathaniel Caceres, who goes both ways for Alamogordo, offense and defense, running back on the other side of the ball. Hill gets about 1.5 yards, just slipping forward that time. We'll give him 2. And going to be short of the first down, barely. Looks like the sideline chain marker crew has the first down mark, even though they haven't moved the chains yet. I think they're going to get a measurement here. So they're going to bring the chains out to get the measurement. Haven't seen many of those this season. Most of the time, you try to eyeball it there, the Zebras, just to keep the game flowing along a little quicker. Still tied at 7 with 5:16 remaining here in the second quarter as they bring the chains out and stretch it tight to see if the Eagles got a fresh new downs to work with here. Going to be close, and it looks like short. 4th and about maybe 1/4 of an inch or something down there. Yep, they're using their fingers to – wait a second. Now the official turns around and signals first down. First he put his hand up in the air with his fingers apart from each other and then turns around and signals first down. Coach Cisco might not be too happy about that. That's going to be the 6th first down for the Eagles. They'll take it, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line of the Tigers. They can still get another first down at about the 2-yard line. Clock restarts at 5:13 remaining here in the second. Eagles trying to break the deadlock at 7. They have it at the left hash mark. They'll have Medrano with the shotgun and Hill to his right shoulder. Give the ball to Hill. No fake. He goes around the right end with it. Does Medrano stretch it out 10-5. He heads to the pylon right side for the touchdown. Kind of like Best did at the other end, as it's going to be Medrano in for the score. A 12-yard scamper. Nice fake to Hill left. Medrano goes around the right end right and heads to that pylon. 12-yard score for Medrano on his 4th carry. He's got 28 yards on 4, 7 a pop for the quarterback, and the Eagles up 13-7, pinning the PAT here from Beatty. Ortiz will be the holder. 4:55 left here before halftime. A lot of time been taken on these series for both teams. A lot of cannon smoke in front of Beatty now. High snap. Kick is up, though, on the good hold for Ortiz. Sidewinder is up and good. Hobbs taking a 14-7 lead after a 12-yard scamper for Junior Medrano around the right end. 14-7, 4:55 left in second quarter action. We're back in 30 seconds live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Hobbs Eagles take a 14-7 lead here late in the second quarter. 4:55 remaining before the half. 12-yard run for Junior Medrano, the quarterback, with that 7-point lead now. Beatty ready to kick off from the 40 to the Tigers. Kick is coming. It'll be an end over end as it takes a bounce at the 23, scooped up at the 20, the 25, 30 near sideline, and thrown out of bounds by the back that time. Wrapping up his knees was Samuel Zimbardi, the linebacker, and getting some help from Javen Hernandez. As a return man, I'm sure is feeling that after getting slung down to the ground. And that was Nathaniel Caceres, the running back for Alamogordo, one of the running backs, I should say. And, of course, Nathaniel Best, their best rusher. He is the QB. Ball be at the 30-yard line on the right hash. Best currently has 7 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown from 15. Caceres, 5 carries for 17. And Bloom, 4 carries for -1. Twins right, or actually one single receiver right, 2 to the left side. Shotgun to Best. He'll just tuck and go. Gets out of the gap and heads right instead after a good read up front, but then he's going to go down hard at the 32. Maybe 2 yards on the forward progress that time. He got some chase there by Amron Wheeler, the defensive end. Wheeler had about 5 tackles last year in the win on the road at Alamogordo. 2-yard pickup, though, for Best. He's at 57 yards now. 4:27 remaining here in the second. Hobbs up 14-7. They were down by 8 against Las Cruces last week at halftime. They had a quick halftime, went into the third quarter. Unfortunately, outscored 31-0 in the second half against the number 2 ranked team. Twins left, receiver right. Handoff around the left end, trying to cut it out. Then sliding left and gets beat by a black and gold wall that knocks him down. There is a flag flying, though, at the line of scrimmage. Ball was handed off to Bryson Bloom. Could not get outside the way he wanted to. Eagles put up the stop sign out there. And maybe be in the holding territory, possibly. The man outside on the right for the Eagles, Javen Hernandez, stepping up quick. Get the first contact on Bloom. Holding penalty, Tigers, they're second in the ball game, even up on penalties, 2 for 20 total. Both hold penalties on both teams so far. So referees being very consistent on that call. Back them up 10. Clock stops at 4:03, and boy, we got some horrible feedback from the Whitecaps microphone up here to the booth. Completely drones out your eardrums. Even Jonathan shaking his head here at the camera tonight. At the 22.5-yard line. Second down and 20 now. Correction, make that second down and 18 at the 22-yard line. Back to shotgun goes Best. Twins right and left. Has a man with him on the right shoulder of the backfield. He gives a handoff again to him, the same guy that had it the second ago, and he goes down quickly at the bear hug. Bryson Bloom, nothing doing on that one. He'll be lucky to even get back to the line of scrimmage. Eagles read that quickly. Mackey gets in there first from the defensive line to slap him down. They're going to say -1 for Bloom, and starting to go backwards in terms of his rushing. He's had 3 negative rushes so far due to Hobbs Eagle penetration. Started 3 and 3, and then went -3, -4, -1, -8 in the last 3 carries. Total -2 overall. 1 receiver left, 2 right. Quick screen to the right side, and it's bobbled. And they say that was a backward pass, I believe. Ball gets fumbled, though, by the receiver, and the Eagles looked like they might have had it. Yes, the ball was fumbled after the supposed catcher, either a backward pass to Tristan Bowman. Eagles get the recovery. He would have had his head taken off regardless. Didn't quite see who recovered it, but I'm thinking by all the cheerleading going on the sideline, that was picked up by Froylan Castillo for the Eagles after not even a positive yardage catch for Bowman that time. So that would be considered a catch, but a fumble. They are 2 for 5 in the passing game for 7 yards. You can see why predominantly about 70% of their offense comes from the running game. Eagle football after the turnover on the INT. Second of the game. Twins right, 2 receivers to the left, short side. Shotgun for Medrano at the 18. Handoff to the middle. No, he fakes. He pulls it out. Throws it high in the end zone, middle of the end zone for the touchdown. It's going to be an 18-yarder, and just waiting for it for the Hobbs Eagles was Justice French from 18. Great fake around the left end, and this step back and through it did Junior Medrano as he hooks up with French. Justice French getting the catch. That's his 4th of the ball game already. He's got 42 yards in the air on the receptions and his first TD of the contest. Hobbs with a rushing touchdown from Hill for 17. Medrano a 12-yarder, and now an 18-yard pass play to Justice French. Now we got some confusion. Kicking team now has got a problem here as they look to the sideline. They might have had a penalty after the play, and hopefully not a 15-yarder. Usually those dead ball fouls are the big stuff, unsportsmanlike, because they wouldn't have counted the touchdown if that was a live ball foul. They're pointing towards the Hobbs Eagle huddle here. I don't see a flag on the field. They're letting the Eagles reline up here, so I guess the PAT is going to go ahead and go with no penalty attached unless Alamogordo is electing to do it during the kickoff. Yep, there's the unsportsmanlike. Sorry I had to look at the crystal ball on that one, but that is what's going to happen. Alamogordo will take it on the kickoff, and oh, there goes the horrible feedback. UFO alien has just landed at Watson Stadium. Get ready for the Beatty PAT here from the 10. He takes a little bit more yards back than some of the kickers do, as we're still waiting for it. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is end over end and good inside the left upright. 2:59 left here in the second quarter. Hobbs extends the lead to 14, 21-7, thanks to an 18-yard pass for Junior Medrano to Justice French, wide open in the middle of the end zone. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles up now 21-7 here at Watson Stadium. The 15-yard penalty being assessed in the kickoff after an unsportsmanlike conduct flag. Dead ball after the touchdown. An 18-yard pass to Justice French from Junior Medrano. So kicking off now from the 25 is Beatty. They've scored 3 touchdowns, so this is his third time kicking after scores in this game. 2:59 left before the half, a 14-point lead. Beatty takes a discussion to both sides of the line, then backs up again. Teammates were kind of wondering what he was doing there. Almost got a offside penalty. Does kick it off hard, and it will take a bounce at the 20, far left sideline. Rolls back to the 10. Scooped up by the Tigers up the sideline left. Tristan Bowman, and I think they might have said he stepped out. I wasn't sure if he was going to let that roll out of bounds or not. If he would have, that would have been automatically marked to the 35. Instead, he tried to come back with it, and he stepped out of bounds on the far left sideline after about a 5-yard return. Lost his footing a little bit. So he was kind of debating whether to scoop and go or not, and that cost him that little bit of time he was thinking about it. Got his feet out of whack and went out of bounds. So that'll give him back at the 15-yard line. Great time for the Eagles to shut down Alamogordo with 2:57 left in the half, up 21-7. Alamogordo getting some time to get some personnel in the game. They'll have 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Best will have 1 slot and 1 tailback with him on the shotgun to him. Tucks it goes quickly. What you see what the linebackers are doing. Shuffle steps to the left side of the line. Gets to the 20. And there might have been a fumble. Eagles are jumping up in the air right now. Haven't seen the signal yet. That will be kind of a slow-moving 5-yard pickup for Best. They're going to say he was down. The Eagles were jumping up, throwing the fists in the air after a 5-yard pickup for Nathaniel Best. He's got 62 yards so far in the running game on 9 carries. So just shy of 7 yards a carry for the Tigers. 2nd down and 5 now from the 20. 2:24 left here in the half. The clock is ticking. Got 2 receivers left and 1 to the right side. Shotgun to Best. Hand off to Caceres in the backfield. Slammed down hard. Nothing doing. Grabbing him by the back numbers that time. Jeremiah Mackey to throw him down to the turf. Mackey, we mentioned, had 5 sacks coming into this game. Ranked 3rd in the state in the 6A division. -2 there for Bloom, and Bloom is having some problems in the last 4 carries, -11. And Mackey added on those 3 there as a complete penetration coming through the line and a timeout for Coach Cisco. He's getting tired of things going backward for his offense. 2:04 left in the half, first half that is. 21-7 Eagles over at Alamogordo. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. After an Alamogordo timeout, running game not going the way they like it for Coach Cisco. 3rd down and 8 from their own 16, trailing Hobbs 21-7. Shotgun for Best, twins right, receiver left, fakes a handoff, back to pass, 5-step drop, steps up in the pocket, floods out right to the 15, and falls down on his own. Slipping forward a little bit. He did get across the original line of scrimmage and might got back to the secondary line of scrimmage, but they're going to say actually lost a half a yard. So no, Cisco no gain on the play for Best. And that'll bring up a fourth down, close to about 9.5 for the Tigers. And really things going sour on that last series as they trail by 14. And the Eagles going to get some good time to work with. A little bit less than 2 minutes after the punt here. Better be a good punt there for Alamogordo, too, as they're deep in their own territory, down by 14. No game next week for the Eagles, but they will follow 2 weeks from tonight at home again against Centennial, one of the top teams in the state currently, as the Centennial Hawks sitting in the Max Preps poll currently, double-checking where they dropped to. They got them at number 3, 4-1 record, a 6.1 strength of schedule. They're behind Cleveland and Las Cruces in the top 3 in the 6A. Again, that's the Max Preps poll. They will be punting back at about the 5-yard line after the snap. As Nathaniel Cerceris, he is the running back and also plays D. We got a flag, and that is the end of the play or field clock down there. That's going to be a delay of game, I believe. Whitecap is pointing at his other referees, and I think he's sending a player off the field, running off full speed to the far left sideline. Tristan Bowman, one of the wide receivers. I think that's an illegal substitution. That's going to be a 5-yarder. That's why the receiver left. They didn't get the play snapped, and that would have been a 15-yarder for illegal participation if that would have gone on with the snap. That's going to back the punter up just inside the goal line, 1 yard deep in the end zone. He's just hoping the snap gets right to him so he can step through that line and get rid of it and not get a safety. Eagles are going to send 6 on the front line, and they have an outside 7th on the right side. Now the linebackers are squishing through. The punt 1 yard behind the goal line, and the punt's a good one. It takes a bounce to the Eagle 40. It continues to roll about 12 more yards, bouncing around at the 27, and that's where Alamogordo will stop it. Pretty decent end on that one as it gets to the 27, 28-yard line. So the Hobbs Eagles were tasting a red zone type of offensive setup. Instead, they're in their own territory with 1:44 left in the half. That is the second punt of the game for Alamogordo, but they've had 2 INTs, and this is a predominant run team. Decided to go in the air a few times, too many, and the Eagles made them pay the price, including Adrian Morris pickoff earlier in the ball game. So it will be Hobbs football, trying to tack on to a 21-7 lead. They'll have it at their own 27.5-yard line. 1:44 left here in the second. Some late second personnel getting on for Alamogordo with 3 linebackers in now. Shotgun. Medrano rolls left and runs back to the right side to the 20, stretches it out, 25, and tries to get back to line of scrimmage, and he's thrown down out of bounds. Never really developed the way he wanted to, and he kind of spun his way into traffic on the far right. 2 guys chasing him that time. And the guy that got him first on the shoulders to throw him out of bounds was Nathaniel Cesaris. Again, he plays both sides of the football. No gain, though, for Medrano. That's going to be his 5th carry for 28 yards. Over 5 yards a pop for him. 2nd and 10 from the 27.5. Trips left, all bunched together near the line of scrimmage. Shotgun. Medrano going to roll left, tuck in the football, cuts it back up the left hash, 30. Continues left sideline, 35. 40, breaking a tackle, 45. Tiptoes out at the 50. That will be a first down pickup. And that'll be about 23, depending on where they mark it. Make it 22 for the quarterback, Medrano, his best carry of the night. Although it didn't score, he had a 12-yard rushing touchdown earlier. 50-plus yards on the ground so far for Medrano. They're going to say, boy, he ran out of bounds. I'm not sure why they're not letting the clock stop on that one. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, 7th first down now at their own 49. Hard snap count. The left defensive lineman kind of jumped, but he didn't cross the line of scrimmage, so they will not get a penalty on that one. Shotgun to Medrano. Throws the curl route to the 45 of Alamogordo. A spin down on that one. That'll be about a 7 or 8 yard pickup, depending on the mark. As a nice snag with the fingertips by Mora. They're going to give him 8 total. 2 catches for 11 yards for Mora. They're now 8 of 10 in the passing game for the Eagles. 2nd down and 2 from the Alamogordo 43 on the left hash. Clock underneath, 1 minute left in the second. Eagles by 14. Shotgun 2, Medrano, twins left and right. He's going to air it out down the middle of the seam route. Had 2 receivers in the area, but drops it short. From the right side was Beatty, and the left side was Justice French. There was a gap between them. Defenders were kind of in the middle, kind of sandwiched in that time, but the ball short by about 5 yards on both receivers. And they probably would have collided if that would have been any more closer to the middle. Incomplete, though, for the Eagles. French already has 4 catches for Hobbs for a total of 44 yards, 2 for 11 for Mora. 3rd down and 2 now from the 42. Shotgun. Back to pass Medrano. 3-step drop. Throws it off his back ankle that time to the left flat. Spinning and running to the 35 after the catch is Hill. He's going to get 7 on the back pedal after the catch. That'll be Hill's first catch. So really starting to light up all the receivers. They've got 5 catches from different receivers now. 1st and 10. Back to pass Medrano again from the 37. Fakes the throw, then runs left to the 35 and tiptoes out at the 32 to get the clock stopped. A lot of lateral running that time. About a 4-yard pickup for Medrano. Not wasting any time on the offense. Eagles trying to keep Alamogordo panting out there defensively and not getting a lot of time to get subs in. 2nd down and 6 for the Eagles. I'm going to slow it up a little bit now that it's out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 33 of, or make it 32 and a half of Alamogordo. On the left hash, Medrano back with Hill. Twins left and right, shotgun, 1-step drop. He wants to throw, far side, spiral, fades it down to the 5-yard line. Beatty comes down with it and pulls 2 defenders with him for the 1st down. And that's going to be a big one. 27 yards for Beatty, his 2nd catch for 42 total, the 10th reception for the Eagles, and the 8th first down at the 5-yard line. Trips left, receiver right, going to go with the option left on the pitch. Coming on the left side is Hill as he goes across the goal line. Quick pitch and a score from 6 yards out. Hill with the TD, his 2nd of the ball game, had a 17-yarder earlier. And the Eagles extending the lead to 27-7 with the PAT upcoming for Beatty. Beautiful catch for Beatty prior to that pitch to Hill for the touchdown. So Hill now with 2 TDs, Medrano with 1, and Justice French with 1, as Beatty wants to tack on the 4th PAT of the night. 16 seconds left, 2nd quarter. Waiting for Ortiz to get the snap to him. It's a roller, gets through his legs. He has to dive on it, and that will be all she wrote. No chance to pick it up and go. On top of his back quickly was Nathaniel Caceres, first in for the Tigers. So the PAT no good. 16 seconds left before the half. 27-7. Eagles by 20 over Alamogordo. We'll come back live in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Eagles now with the big 20-point lead here at Watson Stadium, 27-7 over Alamogordo. Getting ready to kick it off is Beatty. They tried to get a PAT prior to this, and it was a bad snap that rolled through the legs of Ortiz. Couldn't get it scooped up and got flapped down behind the line before they had a chance to pick up and go. Beatty signals at both sides of the line. I don't know what he was showing this time. I don't think it was going to be an onside kick. Kind of a squib shot. It's going to bounce at the 20-yard line. Loose and picked up and sliding for it at the 25. Kind of a home plate type of slide for Tristan Bowman, the wide receiver. Did not want to get hit, so he just slid into that 25-yard line far left. And that will be one last series here for Alamogordo with 15 seconds remaining. And that only took 1 second off the clock on that return. And he was safe at home. 27-7, Hobbs up by 20. Ball be at the 25-yard line on the left hash. Best the quarterback sends 2 receivers right, none to the left side. They have 2 running backs kind of staggered in the backfield. Shotgun to Best is going to hand it off, heading around the right end to the 30, cut back to the middle, 35, backpedaling, trying to break tackles, is a Strong. He continues to move the pile, and he's going to move it all the way for 17 yards down to the 43 of the Eagles. That was Caceres, actually. So 17 yards for Caceres on his own, it seemed like that time. And for him, that'll be his longest gain of the night, 17, and the 5th first down for the Tigers. But that runs out the clock, so no chance for another play here as the Eagles had the big lead at half here at Watson Stadium, 27-7, up by 20. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Your Hobbs Eagles leading 27-7 here at halftime at Watson Stadium over Alamogordo, a 20-point lead. Scoring in this game, first of all, in the first quarter for the Hobbs Eagles, that was DeMarcus Hill, a 17-yard run for a touchdown at the 2:43 mark to get the Eagles up early 7-0 in the first quarter. That was the only score of the first. Alamogordo tied it up in the second at the 8:22 mark with a 15-yard run for the quarterback, Nathaniel Best. It was in 7-7. Then it was the Hobbs Eagle quarterback, Junior Medrano, with a 12-yard run at the 4:55 mark, making it 14-7. And then two more touchdowns before the half ended. An 18-yard pass from Medrano to Justice French made it 21-7. And then a 6-yard run for DeMarcus Hill at the 16-second mark, 27-7. Eagles missed the PAT on that one. So DeMarcus Hill with two rushing touchdowns in the first half. Junior Medrano added another rushing touchdown and a snag catch for a TD for Justice French. Now let's take a look at the numbers. First of all, the total numbers for the Alamogordo Tigers. Their leading rusher is the quarterback, Nathaniel Best, as expected. 10 carries for 62 yards. He had a 15-yarder for a touchdown. Also added another 15-yarder and an 11-yard run as well. Also in the positives, Caceres had 6 carries for 34 yards at the long of 17. And Bloom having a little bit of trouble against the Eagles. His last 4 runs out of 6 were for negative yardage, 6 for -5 in the first half. A total of 91 yards on the ground for Alamogordo on 22 carries. In the passing department, nothing going for Alamogordo. Just 2 of 5 for 7 yards. 1 catch by Diarezzo. That's been it in the passing game. Alamogordo with 5 first downs in the first half. Their really undoing was their turnovers. They had 2 interceptions and also punted twice with 3 penalties for 25 yards. So the numbers again, just 98 yards for Alamogordo. Did not even make the century mark in the first half thanks to the Hobbs Eagle defense. And now for the Hobbs Eagle numbers, the leading rusher is DeMarcus Hill. He's got 10 carries for 71 yards, a 17-yarder for a touchdown, and a 6-yarder for a touchdown as well. Also rushing for the Eagles, Junior Medrano, the quarterback, 7 carries for 54 yards. He had a 12-yard touchdown run and also the long of 22. Only 2 rushers, I should say, in the first half with a total of 17 carries and 125 yards total with Medrano and Hill combined. In the passing department, Eagles have had 5 different receivers snagging catches, including Justice French, 4 for 44 yards, including the 18-yarder for a touchdown and another one for 14, which was not a score. It was Braddock Beatty snagging 2 for 42 yards. He had a 27-yarder and a 15-yarder off the arm of Medrano. It was Adrian Mora, 2 catches for 11 yards. Ortiz had a catch for 8, and Hill coming out of the backfield for a catch for 7. 10 of 13 has been Junior Medrano in the air so far for 112 yards in the first half. Eagles have had 8 first downs in the first half as well, 2 penalties for 20 yards, and just 1 punt. So 125 in the rush game, 112 in the pass game for 237 unofficial total offense in the first half. That's 237 versus 98 for the Alamogordo Tigers. Your Hobbs Eagles up 27-7 at the half, and the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band on the field now for the halftime show, the biggest band in New Mexico. As we listen to them, we'll be back in just 3 minutes, give you some Lee County updated football scores and our sponsors. Stay with us here at the halftime show for the Hobbs Eagles. Welcome back to Watson Stadium, where your Hobbs Eagles lead 27-7 over Alamogordo, trying to get their record of 1-1 in district. The Tigers come in at 1-0, so this would be a nice pickoff as the Hobbs Eagles lost to number 2 ranked Las Cruces last week from the district, and Alamogordo knocked off Oregon Mountain, a Las Cruces squad. So let's talk first about Lee County scores so far tonight. We have a couple of no-mark games going on right now on the internet. Tatum is blasting Hagerman 46-0. That has gone to halftime. And the Lovington Wildcats having some trouble with number 1 Artesia in the 5A, 21-8, down by 13, getting close to halftime in that one. No more games tonight. Jal has the night off. They played their game on Thursday, or actually it's a bye week for them, so they do not have a game. So those are the only two we're following right now, at least in Lee County teams. We also want to thank our sponsors of Lee County football, and that includes Lee County State Bank, Eastern New Mexico University, Lasco Construction, NMR Pipeline, Outlaw Sports Grill, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Express, JBW Solutions, SunGuard Precision, Bel Air Bowl, Devon Energy, Badger, Master Plumbers, Forest Tire, TDS, and Divine Energy Services. Thanks again to our Hobbs Eagles sponsors for the football season. We're going to take another break. It's about 6.5 before the start of the second half. Your Eagles up 27-7. And for our fans listening or watching on the internet, we're going to get you back to the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band halftime show. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Football on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
You're clear.
Confused. I don't know how much time he wants. He didn't say, and then he was talking about listening to the band, but you can't listen to the band unless it's on the fucking air. So it's like, do you want the band to play on the air? And then he shut his mic off. I'm just like, pick one. Pick one.
One minute. $30. $10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
The Hobbs Band program would like to congratulate Mrs. Roxy Sanchez and the Highland Middle School Band for being selected from all bands in New Mexico as the state honor band for 2026. They will perform in Albuquerque on January 16th at the New Mexico Music Educators Association State Conference. Please help us sing Miss Sanchez and the Highland Band for the elite recognition. The Eagle Band would also like to thank the following Gold Lever sponsors.
Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Still at halftime here after the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band, and they had the all whole district band was here. Houston, Highland, and Heiser involved as well. Both teams back out on the field now. I think they're going to be adding 3 minutes for the warm-up period, which that's been going on for a few years now in high school football. Just take a look at some of the numbers through the season for the Hobbs Eagles up to this game. In fact, in terms of the rushing game, Junior Medrano came in leading with the rushing yards, 684 for the Hobbs Eagle cause out of the 1,553. So he's getting kind of close to the mid-range, 50% of the rushing yards the Eagles have had. Of course, Seamus Wright went down after the first game of the season. He has not been back since then. He tried to come back in a couple of games back, but his ankle's still bothering him a bit. He did dress down for tonight, did not get into action so far in the first half. DeMarcus Hales picked up some slack. He came close to 400 yards up to this game, and of course tonight he's adding to those numbers with 71 on the ground, so he is over the 400 mark for the season and getting close to 500. Another guy that's been rushing the ball so far this season, too, for the Hobbs Eagles cause has been Nelson. He has not rushed in this game, but had 137 yards coming into this contest. In the reception department, the receiving corps, Braddock Beatty led with 272 yards heading into this game tonight. Right behind him at 268 was Justice French, and Ortiz at 222. Eagles close to 900 yards up to this game, but tonight so far have added 112, so they are over the 900 mark, over to the 1,000-yard mark as we head into the second half of this ball game. We mentioned, too, that the Eagles passing for 892 yards through the games that they've had so far up to this one, and 1,553 in terms of the passing game, or running game, I should say. We should also mention, too, that Brian Estrada is out tonight. The tight end got injured in the Las Cruces game last week, so we hopefully get him back as soon as possible. Adding another week of break, too. They will have a bye week next week. That'll give him some more time to get ready for that game against Centennial. That'll be 2 weeks from tonight here at Watson Stadium. We're getting down to the last minute of warm-ups here for Alamogordo and the Hobbs Eagles. We'll take the break. Your Eagles up 27-7 over the Tigers, back in 60. We're ready for the second half here at Watson Stadium. Hobbs leading by 20, 27-7 over Alamogordo. And add insult to injury, the Eagles will get the receive on this one as they get ready for the kickoff for the Tigers. 20-point spot here. Kick is going to go a roller to the 20, gets past one Eagle, scooped up at the 15-yard line, and will be returned by the second Eagle. That is Adrian Moore. Heads around the right side of the 20, 25, back to the middle, trying to shuffle through the 30, but is met by three Alamogordo Tigers who yank him backwards and drop him at the 28. Forward progress should get him to the 30. And that's where the Eagles will have their next possession, up by 20, 27-7. And Mora tried to adjust his helmet. Looked like he got ripped off there as three guys got on top of him. Eagles offense to start the second half to try to add to the 20-point lead. Eagles came into this game about 800-plus yards more than Alamogordo. The Tigers with a 4-1 record, Eagles at 3-2. That doesn't matter, though. The scoreboard in this game is what matters, 27-7. Eagles first and 10 from their 30-yard line. Shotgun for the Eagles. Medrano with a quick screen pass to the left side. DeMora, 30, 35. Continues up the left hash. And you'll get at least 6 or 7 on that one as the ball floated out to the left side that time from Medrano. As Ortiz will pick up. We're going to wait to see if they mark this one. Looks like the 38-yard line, an 8-yard pickup for Ortiz. That's his second catch for 16 yards total. 11 for 14, the Eagles in the passing game. Second down and 2 now from their 30, make it the 38-yard line on the left hash. Two receivers right to the left side. Medrano back with Hill in the backfield. Gets the shotgun snap, delayed handoff. Going right up the gut goes Hill, dragging a pile with him. He gets the first down plus, about 4 yards. That'll move the chains for the Eagles. Hill now with 11 carries for 75 yards. That's the 9th first down for the Eagles, getting close to double digits there, and have it now at their own 43-yard line. Still on that left hash. Two receivers on the short left side, two on the right. Medrano waiting for that shotgun. Fakes the handoff. He wants to throw. Double pump. He'll throw the spiral down the left sideline. Bounces off an Alamogordo defender off the back of him. Nowhere chance for Braddock Beatty to come up with that one as he had two guys on him that time. Ball got bounced off the back of one, almost picked off by the other for Alamogordo's secondary. Incomplete for the Eagles. They're making 11 of 15 in the passing game. The guy flat on his back as it bounced off of him was the cornerback. And that was Damian Moreno. Second down and 10. Going around the left side, breaking a tackle. Hill, 50, 45, 40 to the left hash, and is brought down at the 37-yard line. A first down pickup. That should be at least 20, make it 21 for Hill. But we got a bunch of whistling going on here at the end of the play. Looks like they're bringing it back. Maybe a legal block here against Hill or against the Hobbs Eagles. Still waiting for the official to get the signal to the Whitecap here. Coach Stevens is calling him over to talk to him. Referee running over to discuss this with him. Still waiting for the signal here, so it's going to erase a big run for Hill. Still waiting to see that signal. Coach Stevens not liking the call regardless. I believe that's an illegal block. 10 yards for the Eagles, their third penalty for 30 total. Brings it a second down and 15. They'll mark it at the 38 of the Eagles. Trips left, receiver right. Shotgun for Medrano. Turns and fires a screen pass left side to Beatty. 35-40 up the sideline left to the Hobbs Eagle bench. Pick up some of those penalty yardage there. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage on the screen. Be very close to that. 5-yard pickup for Beatty. I'm going to say 4 now. That's his third catch for 46 yards. Eagles now 12 of 16 in the passing game. Stand in the huddle here. Third down and 11 now from the 43-yard line. Still on their side of the field. 10:29 left third quarter. Hobbs up 27-7. Twins left and right. Shotgun Medrano. He's going to roll right with it. Tuck it, go to the 40, far sideline. 45 puts on the brakes, cuts out again. Spun around at the 47, and we'll go down after that. About a 5-yard pickup for Medrano. That'll be his 8th carry for 59 yards. As he was chased down for Alamogordo by Jesse Guyez, the linebacker. So 4th down and 5 now for the 48 of the Eagles, leading by 20. Hobbs Eagles looking to the sideline now to Coach Stevens on the play call. They need to get to the Alamogordo 47. 5 yards away. Twins left and right. Medrano with a deep snap. He's going to take a quick kick here. Takes a roll to the near sideline. Left it off the shank of his foot there to the 35 and rolls out of bounds in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the right sideline. Not the punt he wanted that time, and might have thought maybe they should have just gone for it on that one. That's the Eagles' second punt of the contest. He goes right to Coach Stevens on that one and tells him it came off his foot in the wrong way that he didn't want it to. Looks like the ball boy that came in might have turned his ankle as he ran out to the field for Alamogordo, and that is Samuel Strong. He's a wide receiver who's not in he's in uniform but no pads, so he doesn't look like he's in very good shape with that ankle as he came out to get the football. Alamogordo ball at the 35 on the right hash in their side of the field. Receiver left and right. I formation underneath the center is best. Hands off to his tailback to the right side. Breaks one tackle. Not getting by the second surge of the Hobbs Eagle defense, though. Might have got forward progress for 1 yard, possibly, if he got lucky. Actually, that was Bloom with the football that time. And coming in first with the helmet down hard, Gavin McPherson, the linebacker. Boy, they give him some very liberal spotting on that one. 2 yards for Bloom on the forward progress. He's got 8 carries for -3 total. Again, before the half, his last 4 carries were all negative in the backfield. Second down and 8 now from the 37-yard line on the right hash. I formation again, single receivers left and right. The pitch left, coming around the end. Bloom is trying to get a blocker out ahead of him. That's Best. He goes down hard on the left hash, but after gaining about 6 or 7 on that one. So a 7-yard pickup for Bloom. So Bloom has had 2 positive runs here in the second half. 9 total in the second half, -4 overall, though. Actually now +4 on 8 carries. Third down and 1. Short distance here from the 43.5. Still in Alamogordo territory. Clock down to 8:30 left, third quarter. Hobbs up 27-7. I formation underneath the center is Best. Best will take it himself. Quarterback keeper, surges it ahead, gets across midfield into Hobbs Eagle territory at the 49. He'll get the first down, and that'll be 7 yards for Best. He's got 11 carries now for 69 yards. That'll be the 6th first down for the Tigers. Again in the Eagle territory at the 49 near the Hobbs Eagle logo, the big H in the middle of the field. Hobbs will be off next week with the bye, and we'll have Centennial here at home in 2 weeks from tonight. The team out of Las Cruces, currently ranked 3rd in the Max Preps poll. 1 receiver left and right. I formation again. Best goes underneath the center on a 5-man front for the Eagle D. Extends his arm out to his tailback, and the tailback going to get a little bit more, maybe 2 yards at that. Close to 3. Come up under the bottom of the pile that time as he was swamped under by the front for the Eagle defense. That was Bloom again. Gets 3 on that one. 3 carries for 12 yards here in the second half. +7 now as he finally gets over minus yardage in the first half. Be second down and 7 for Alamogordo at the Eagle 46-yard line. But the Tigers down by 20. Back to an I. Receiver left and right. Eagles have 5 in the box. Give to the fake to the fullback, and Best will take it himself, angling left. Tries to keep the scrum pile moving here. And you'll get about 5 yards for the Tigers' cause, does the quarterback Best. 12 carries for 74 yards now as he leads the team in rushing for the Tigers. Third down and 1 now from the Eagle 40. They've had 2 interceptions in the first half, a couple of punts as well. Only 98 yards of total offense in the first half, 91 in the run, 7 in the pass. A good D by the Eagles. Third and 1 from the 40, left hash. Best will pitch it out to the right end to the 40, 35, breaking a tackle, 30 to the near sideline, 25, 20, zigzagging and still moving is Bloom down to the 15-yard line. Boy, a big run and breaking off some tackles there. 25 yards for Bloom, his best carry of the night, starting to get into that positive territory in terms of rushing. 37 yards in the first half, 32 overall to move the chains for the Tigers, who now have 7 first downs, now at the Eagle 14-yard line. But they trail by 27-7. Back to the I formation, Best underneath the center again. Give it to the tailback, that's Bloom up the middle, spins to the 10, 5, and in the end zone for the touchdown. A 15-yard rush or 14 yards for Bloom, and the score. He's starting to come on big here in the third quarter. That'll make it 27-13 now. Eagles by 14, pinning the PAT with 6:04 left in the third quarter. The man to kick for Alamogordo is Damian Moreno. So a little bit of momentum there for Bloom and the rushing game for the Tigers. Kind of relieving Best a little bit of a ton of rushes. He had 62 yards on 10 carries in the first half. A high snap coming out of it on the red route is Tristan Bowman. The wide receiver throws it towards the left goal line. It's intercepted, and the Eagles think they're going to run it back, but that's only in the NCAA and the NFL. They'll call it dead on the PAT. The 2-point try on the bad snap. Having to jump in the air to pull it down was Tristan Bowman, the holder. And that will be no good on this 2-point conversion. 6:04 left in the third. It's Hobbs 27, Alamogordo 13. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Oh, no. Back here at Watson Stadium as the Hobbs Eagles extend the lead to 21, 34-13. 32-yard rush for Jesse Nelson for the score, his only run of the ball game. And those of you on the internet might have had some audio difficulties there. Apologize for that. But Hobbs up by 21. You did see it on the video side as Beatty kicks off from the 40. He'll send it short, caught in the run by the 25, 30, far sideline, 35, break a tackle, 40, spin move, back pedal to the 45. Great field position to get this next series started for Alamogordo, who scored on their last drive. The return man for the Tigers was Tristan Bowman. And so the Tigers would like to get back on the scoreboard here, as they just scored before the Eagles did. Off Bloom's 14-yard run, Jesse Nelson added a 32-yard touchdown rush for the Eagles to put it up back to 34-13. That's where we're at here in the third quarter with 5:40 remaining. Tiger football at their own 46, trailing by 21. They'll send receiver left and right for Alamogordo. I formation, which they've been doing since the third quarter started. Underneath the center is Best. He'll give the handoff. Fake, no option to the left side. Tailback, it fumbled to right to the line of scrimmage marker over there on the far left sideline. And just going head first into that marker was Nathaniel Caceres for no gain on the play. The option pitch coming to the left side from Best. And just kind of sailed it into the marker there. So no gain on the play for Caceres. He's got 7 carries for 34 yards, all from the first half of action. Second down and 10 now from the 46. No harm, no foul for the Tigers on that one. Single receiver left and right out of the I formation. Go to the tailback now up the middle, trying to get the gap and going down hard to Caceres, but he does get ahead for about a yard. Got a big bear hug from the Hobbs Eagles as putting him to the turf was Jeremiah Mackey, the defensive lineman. Give him forward progress of 3 yards, liberal spot on that one. So Caceres now with 8 carries for 37 yards. 34 of those in the first half. Third down and 7 now for the Tigers at their own 49, trailing by 21. 5:05 and ticking here in the third quarter. Send those single receivers left and right. Back to the I. Best is having discussion with his running backs before getting underneath the center. Fakes the handoff to the tailback, rolls right, he wants to throw, then tucks to the 45 to the 50. Hobbs territory, the 45, and gets the first down. And he'll get up with about 8 yards, does the quarterback in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the near side. So Best picking up 8. 3 carries for 20 yards in the second half, 82 overall on 13 total carries. Moves the chains for the 8th time, a first down for the Tigers at the Hobbs Eagle 42 on the right hash. You can just say he went down inbounds, and the clock runs at 4:30 left here in the third. They'll send the single receiver left and right again. Back to the I. Eagles have 5 on the front line for the defense. Pitch it to the tailback and kind of shirks his shoulders a little bit, then tries to fall forward and goes down hard. Caceres falls ahead for about 2 yards, dragging his long body that time. Eagles collapse on him quickly after a 2-yard pickup. The man in charge was Mike Meredith. They call him Mike on campus, 330 pounds at 6'2", although 2-yard pickup for Caceres. He's got 39 yards on the ground on 9 carries. Only 98 yards in the first half for Alamogordo. Second down and 8 now from the Eagle 40, middle of the field. I formation, single receiver left and right. Best fakes the handoff to the tailback, rolls right, 3-step drop, scampers back, gets a rush, gets it blocked, and rolls left. Pump fakes, heads to the left sideline, 40, 35 to the first down marker, and gets out of bounds. Boy, good eyesight ahead that time, watching everybody coming at him, and heads out for the 8-yard pickup. Maybe even 9, maybe even 10. They're going to give him 10 and the first down for Best. Good frame of mind there to get the first. That's the 9th for the Tigers. Now at the Hobbs Eagle 30 on the left hash. 26 yards in the second half, 88 total for Best. Getting close to that century mark. Clock stopped as he got out of bounds with 3:29 left here in the third. 34-13 Eagles by 21. Same I formation, single receiver left and right. Best underneath the center. Gives it to the tailback, heading left. It's Caceres, 25-20, brought down at the 17-yard line. Another first down pickup. That'll be 14, make it 13 for Caceres. Moves the chains again. He's got 52 yards on the ground now. 10th first down. Actually, that was Bloom, excuse me. Bloom on the carry. Mark it at the 17 of the Eagles. Actually, the 18. Back to a staggered eye formation now for Alamogordo. Need to get to the 8 for the first down. Fake to the tailback, roll left. Pump fake, going to the far left sideline is Best to the 15. Knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line. 6-yard pickup for Best. The only one carry in this game, he got 0 yards on. No negatives so far for Best. He's got some very quick feet and sees the openings when he needs them. 2nd down and 4 now from the 12-yard line of the Eagles on the left hash. Clock to 2:35 left in the third. A 21-point Eagle lead, 34-13 over Alamogordo. Hobbs at 3-2 on the season, 4-1 for the Tigers. I formation now. Receiver left and right. Best will fake the handoff to the tailback. And actually, no, he does flick it to him. He goes up the field with a run and scores a touchdown. Boy, that was a good fake for a second. Then he decides to flick it out anyway for the score. And Bloom will get the 18-yarder for the touchdown. That'll be the second touchdown of the second half for Bloom. Had a 14-yarder earlier. And this one will get the score to 34-19. As we wait for the PAT attempt for Damian Moreno. So Alamogordo scored on their last 2 drives here in the third quarter. Good snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:18 left here in the third, 34-20, a 2-touchdown lead for the Eagles. Coming back at 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Go.
A big turnaround for Bryson Bloom. 82 yards in rushing in the second half off of 2 touchdowns. He only had -5 in the first half on 6 carries, so definitely up and up for Bloom. He also had a 13-yard rush, a 25-yard rush on top of that in the third quarter. Hobbs still up by 14, though, 34-20 with 2:18 left third quarter. Ty Friend here with you. Sovereign will be back with us the next home game 2 weeks from tonight. Thanks to Jonathan on the video here tonight on the camera, and Tiffany and Evie back at the station. The kickoff now. Moreno keeps it on the ground. A roll to the 20, picked up for the Eagles by Justice French. Heads to the near sideline, 25, 30, 35, and boy, gets his head knocked off out of bounds. They're going to throw flags on that one. Unnecessary roughness, of course, as they take his head off. Actually, the return man for the Eagles that time was not French. It looked like Ortiz instead, and they waited till he got out of bounds to clean his clock, take his helmet off that time, and that'll be a 15-yard tack on for the Eagles. The biggest penalty of the game for Alamogordo so far. They've had a couple of holds and a 5-yarder on top of that, now a 15-yarder for unnecessary roughness, or it could also be targeting, I guess you could call. Looked like the official was signaling a holding penalty. I doubt that's what it was, but we'll see how much they mark off here to confirm. Looks like a 15-yarder, so it had to be a big one there. Into Alamogordo territory at the 47-yard line. Eagles up 34-20. They answer the last scoring from Alamogordo, trying to do the same here. 2 receivers left, none to the right side. Actually, 3 bunched up near the line of scrimmage, close to the action here. Shotgun. Going to do a little flick to the receiver to the left side of the 40, 35, 30, breaks a tackle to Ortiz down to the 25-yard line. He kind of just held out at the line of scrimmage and gets the first down and then some. 7 make it 18 yards for Ortiz. Little push pass to the line of scrimmage that time to Ortiz, 18 yards on it. That'll be 13 out of 17 in the passing game. 18-yard pickup for Ortiz. 3 catches for 34 yards. That'll be the 10th first down for the Eagles. They'll have it now at the 24 of Alamogordo on the left hash. They'll stack 2 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Madrano in the backfield along with Hill. Give the handoff to Hill, up the gut to the 20, 15, 10, and continues to move down the field, runs over another defender to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. So he went from the 24 down to the 3 for 21 yards for Hill, banging into people, helmet to helmet. He's getting close to 100 yards in rushing tonight, 96 total on 12 carries. Another Eagle first down, number 11 on the game, and now at the 4-yard line. They have a slot left, receiver left as well. One receiver right, shotgun to Medrano. Handoff to Hill, heads right, then cuts it back up the middle. Bounces out to the right towards the goal line, getting close for the score. And the touchdown, good. The cannon fires. 4-yard run for the TD for Hill. That'll be his 3rd touchdown of the night. Extends the score to 40-20. Eagles can make it a 3-touchdown game with a PAT here. It's already a 3-touchdown game, but it make it to the 21-point mark. You get a late PAT lineman coming in for the Eagles, rushing full speed from the sideline. As we wait the kick for Beatty. 1:04 left, 3rd quarter. We've really had a slowdown here in the 3rd. Both teams scoring back and forth. Good snap to Ortiz. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:04 left, 3rd quarter. Hobbs up 41-20 here at Watson Stadium. Game 2 of the district schedule over Alamogordo. Back in 30 seconds, live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Both teams matching touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter, 2 apiece. Was Alamogordo, Hobbs, Alamogordo, Hobbs, so we keep having the rotation here, but Hobbs with a spotted 21-point lead, 41-20, as they were up by 20 at the half. 1:04 left in the 3rd quarter. Kickoff for the Eagles, it's going to be Beatty, takes it low, caught at the 25, far left, 30, run back to the 35 and knocked out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. The return man for the Tigers, Keaton Orona, the wide receiver. The Tigers getting some pretty decent field position, but they trail by 21. Not a lot of time remaining here in the 3rd, as it's been kind of dragging with all this scoring going on, and the clock stopping. Ty Friend here with you. Jonathan on the video tonight. Tiffany and Evie Stuber back at the station. Got Ron Gunner on the scoreboard for us. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 38-yard line, trailing by 21. High formation, single receivers left and right. Underneath the center, Bass going to pitch it back deep to the tailback. Heads outside to the right, breaks tackle, 40, 45, and gets his helmet ripped down. And he finally gets down to the 45 after a 7-yard pickup. The cleanup man for the Eagles finally was Dylan Sanchez, the D lineman. 7-yard pickup for Cesaris. He's got 4 carries in the second half for 12 yards, 46 overall on the ground. 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers at their own 45 on the right hash. 27 seconds and ticking in the 3rd. Eagles up 41-20. In the 6 games that they've won in a row against Alamogordo, they've always scored over 40 points, and tonight no different, 41. 2nd and 3. Pass underneath the center, and we got a whistle. The field clock still at about 3 seconds. They're going to call a false start on Alamogordo. That'll be their 4th penalty, make it their 5th penalty. 45 yards total for Alamogordo. They've had 2 punts and 2 interceptions in this game as well. Back it up 5 and makes it 2nd down and 8 from the 40-yard line. Staying out of the huddle, but they're looking to the sideline. Probably going to let the clock run out here down to 7 now. They're going to take a walk over to the far sideline to talk to Coach Cisco. Hobbs Eagles, though, up by 21 here at Watson, 41-20 over the Alamogordo Tigers. A 6-game win streak for the Eagles, and we'll see if it'll be number 7 as we got 1 4th quarter to go. Stay with us for 60 seconds, and we're back live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7's Facebook page, and on the radio. Back live here at Watson Stadium as the Hobbs Eagles lead 41-20. I just got word from Ron Gunner down near the sideline that Junior Medrano is being looked at on his ankle right now. Didn't see what happened to him, but that's a critical situation. He's the leading rusher at the quarterback position for the Eagles, of course. He's been really doing a good job tonight as well in terms of leading the charges for the Eagles, up 41-20. We'll try to get an update on that as quick as we can. It's Alamogordo football, though. 2nd down and 8 from their own 40-yard line, trailing by 21. I formation, receiver left and right. Best will take the handoff to tailback up the gut. And to the right side, 40, 43, dragging a pile across the 45, down to the 47. It'll be a 6-yard pickup, but complete second effort by Caceres that time. You'll get 6 on the play. And coming up there to put some bulk on him for the Hobbs Eagles, Mike Meredith, but he had some help from his black and gold teammates. 3rd down and 2 now from the 46 for the Alamogordo Tigers. Big play on this one as they definitely want to continue moving the football in the 4th quarter as they trail by 21. Back to that I formation once again with the single receivers. Go back to the tailback, handoff up the middle, firing hard through the hole and getting a more positive yardage. That is Caceres again. He's got the 1st down plus. 8 yards, make it, 7 now. They back it up 1 for Caceres to move the chains, though, for Alamogordo. That's their 11th first down of the ball game, so double digits there. It looks like we might have a timeout on the field, official timeout. Looks like one of the big guys from Alamogordo flat on his back near the 50-yard line. They bring out the trainers from both staffs coming over. We'll take a break as well. 11:14 left, 4th quarter. Hobbs 41, Alamogordo 20. Come back with us in 90 seconds here on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Go.
Alamogordo 1st and 10 from the 45. The handoff around the left end, going across the 30. We got late flags. The Eagles going to put some extracurricular activity on the ball carrier, but I think there's going to be a possibility of a legal block. The big run there by Bryson Bloom, about the 47 down to the 28-yard line, so about a 19-yard pickup, but there was a flag late. Wait to see what this one is. Looks like Alamogordo starting to back up a little bit. They might have a preview of what was going to be the call. Holding penalty against Alamogordo around the 30-yard line, so that's going to cut back a lot of that rush there. Good job by Bloom to get outside that time, and that'll be a 10-yard penalty for the Alamogordo Tigers. 6 penalties so far for 55 yards, more than half a football field. They were over 100 yards last week in their win over Oregon Mountain. In fact, they had 3 penalties on the first drive of the game for Oregon Mountain and still shut them out in the first half. They'll bring up a 1st down and 3 now from the 38-yard line of the Eagles on the left hash. Still Hobbs by 21. I formation, Best underneath the center. Hand out to the tailback around the right end. Breaking outside, 35, 30. Far sideline right to the 25 and drop to the 23. It will be a 1st down. About 17 yards for Bloom. They'll shorten it up to about 16 now for him. He's had a lot of double-digit carries in this 3rd quarter. In fact, 5 of those, 5 out of the 7 rushes he's had for double digits. 1st down pickup for Bloom and 12 first downs for the Tigers at the Eagle 24-yard line. 10:08 left, 4th quarter. Hobbs up by 21. A comfortable lead at this point. Nothing lower than 14 here for the second half. Back to the I. 1 receiver left and right. Been their standard formation in the second half. Best crouches down, fakes the handoff, takes it himself around the right end. 25 to the 1st down marker, 20, spins and tries to get more up the far right sideline. And from the Alamogordo bench, see how much they're going to give him extra on this one. Looks like they will. Make it 14 for the quarterback Best. Been kind of quiet in the second half in the rushing game.
That's his biggest rush of the second half, though. We'll move the chains for the 13th time, though. He's got a total now of over 100 yards on the ground. There's an injured player, Hobbs Eagles defensive player here, sitting down now. It looks like possibly one of the linebackers for Hobbs. Let me get out the trusty binoculars here. It's going to be the linebacker for the Eagles, Aiden Glum. Definitely a guy that you don't want to be down on the turf at this point. He is being helped off, but he's starting to walk, limping. Looks like possibly his left leg, and now throwing an arm around a couple of the trainer's shoulders. Glum getting that linebacking start this year. One of the leaders in tackles for this squad as well. He's a force to be reckoned with. So he's being helped off the field now. He has 68 tackles heading into this game tonight. Second on the team behind Gavin McPherson with 70 before the game started. So you don't want to see him leaving, and still limping with one athletic trainer helping him off the field. First down at 10 for the Tigers at the Eagle 12. But they trail Hobbs by 21. They got to score quickly. I formation again. Best underneath the center. Hand out to the tailback up the gut. The dive play. And, boy, big rugby scrum there. Might have got about 2 yards for Bloom. Not much more than that. Using the pile to his advantage there. Second down and 8 now from the 10-yard line. Running a lot of clock there is Coach Cisco with a big deficit. Definitely wants to score quicker than this. And they are staying in their huddle quite a long time here. They send the single receivers left and right. Back to the eye. No big change since the start of the half. 4 in the front box, spread out for the Eagles, though. Bunching up the linebackers as well. Turns and fires the quick slant route. Caught at the 5. That'll be about a 5-yard pickup. Good snag there with the fingertips by Tristan Bowman. Only the third catch of the ball game, a total of 12 yards in the passing game, well below their average. They've been getting around 40, 50 yards a game, but not in this one. Eagles quickly wrap up. 3 for 6 in the passing game for the Tigers, again for 12 yards. First reception here in the second half. I think that's their first attempt in the second half. I formation again. They can get a first at the 3-yard line, and they're about 4 yards away from that. And we got a jump on the defensive line for the Eagles. A quick, hard snap count there. That'd only be a half the distance, so that'd be the 3-yard line, and that would be a first down, it looks like, if they do mark it off here. Yep, first down on the 5 yards, or maybe not. Looks like they're short by about half a yard. I spoke too quickly. 5-yard penalty for the Eagles regardless. Only their 4th penalty of the ball game, 35 total. Be a 3rd and short now. So about a half a yard would give them 4 fresh downs with 8:16 and ticking. No I formation at the 3.5. Big low crouch from Best. Hands off around the right end, but wrapped up quickly. Not going to get much on this one for Bryson Bloom. Nice bear hug there for the Eagles. Maybe get back to line of scrimmage if he's lucky, does Bloom. Trying to check the number there, the first Eagle in, and that definitely was Amron Wheeler, the defensive end. Half a yard loss, or maybe no gain for Bloom on that one. Good job for Wheeler to get in there quickly. Junior defensive end, 6'3", 215 for the Eagles. Has another season left. Back at about the 3.5-yard line. 4th and short, where they were before. 7.5 remaining. Not doing a lot of hurry-up offense here for the Tigers. Down by 21. Go back to the tailback. Dives over the pile in the middle. Just trying to worry about the first down. And now he's getting close to the goal line. And they might have said his knee went down. They're going to give him the first down at least. A 3-yard pickup. And we got some bodies down on the floor still here. Waiting to see that they've signaled the first down yet. Haven't done so. That was Bloom, the carrier. They do give him the first, so about close to 3 yards for Bloom on that one. That'll be the 14th first down for Alamogordo. They actually got more than the Eagles, who have 11 first downs, but Hobbs with the big lead by 21, 41-20. Timeout on the field, 7:20 remaining. There's an injured Eagle, looks like, in the end zone. We'll take the break, and we'll come back live in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Boy, another linebacker down for the Eagles being helped off, Gavin McPherson. Of course, we had Gloom leaving just a few seconds ago, and now it's his teammate McPherson. Not like to see that. Both of them kind of limping off the field when they've been helped off by the athletic staff or trainer staff. And it's going to be Alamogordo football, 1st and goal from about the 1.5-yard line. They trail Eagles, though, 41-20. Everybody jammed up here, Rambo-style offense, and they just dive over the top. Looks like Best trying to get over the goal line. He got shoved back midair and got dumped back behind the line. Actually, that was a lineman that flew through. They're going to give the the touchdown call there, about 1.5 yards for Best. The quarterback gets across for the score. That is his 2nd touchdown of the ball game for about 1 yard or so, make it 2. It gets the Tigers back on the scoreboard, try to get it down to a 14-point deficit with the PAT make here, as Moreno will attempt it for the Tigers. Second game of the district schedule, as we mentioned, 1-0 Tigers, 0-1 Eagles, but they are 4 spots higher in the Max Preps poll at 6 in the rankings, 6A, and Tigers at 10th. Here's the kick from Moreno, low one. It's going to get blocked. Eagles in there quickly, trying to see who actually got a hand on the football. I think the man that did it was Javen Hernandez, the safety for the Eagles, got a slap down of it. No good for the Tigers on the kick attempt. 7:04 left here in the 4th. Hobbs 41, the Tigers 26. Come back with us in 30 seconds, listening live to Hobbs Eagle football on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Hobbs Eagles still up by 15 after a missed PAT, 41-26, thanks to the block by Hernandez. 7:04 remaining. Got a score final from Tatum. They beat shutout Hagerman tonight, 52-0. Mercy Rule victory for the Coyotes. Congrats there. And we're still going to track that Lovington-Artesia contest. Wildcats were down earlier in that one, and trying to get an update for you on that game as well. Hobbs up, though, by the 14. Would like to extend that on their next series. They go with an onside kick for the Tigers. It gets across the 10-yard threshold into Hobbs Eagle territory at the 48. Luckily recovered by the Eagles. Kind of a wobbler on the ground that time. We're trying to see who got the ball as it came up underneath the pile there. But a nice little kick that kind of jumped around like a bean that time, jumping bean. And still trying to see who's coming off the field after containing that football. And it's got to be a scrunched up number. It looked like possibly Addix Wheeler, the wide receiver, the sophomore, was the guy that had that one, number 88 for the Eagles. Good sure hands team there. 48-yard line. Good field position for Hobbs, still in their territory, but leading by 14. And got to get some more points on the scoreboard to kind of get the breathing room out of this one. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun to Medrano. Hand it off in the backfield. Cut in the middle, 50, 45, and 40. It slides in for a couple more. Make it 13 on the carry. And that's Hill. Going to run some clock on that one as well. Hill's got 3 rushing touchdowns in this ball game. That's the 12th first down for the Eagles. 113 yards, it looks like, for Hill. 71 in the first half. And then in this half, he has had 4 carries for 42 yards. So 113 total. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Handoff on the right end, 40, 35, 30, and down to the 32-yard line. Another first down pickup. There's Hill again for 12 yards, back-to-back, this time around the right end. So he's had 3 double-digit carries in the second half, continues down to his numbers. Every game, Eagles have 1 runner over the 100-century mark. It has been Junior Medrano the last couple of games. Of course, starting off the season, Seamus Wright, Hill had 1. So lots of guys getting a chance to run the football. Injuries have been an issue for the backfield for the Eagles. 1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line of the Tigers on the right hash. 13 first downs for Hobbs. Trips right, receiver left. Medrano takes a shotgun back to the 33. Dumps it on the right flat up the near sideline. Spin at the 25 after the catch. 3-yard pickup for the Eagles on the quick pass to the right side. That was Beatty. So 3 yards for Beatty. That's his 4th catch for 49 yards. Eagles' 14th reception out of 23 attempts. 2nd down and 7 now from the Alamogordo 25. Eagles taking a lot of time to get the play calls in here. They just want to keep that clock running with a 14-point lead. Back to a shotgun, split formation, running backs. Twins left, receiver right. Around the left side to Nelson, 20, cuts it up the middle, 15, and piles ahead to the 10-yard line for the first down. About 14 yards for Nelson. That's his 2nd carry here in the second half. He had a touchdown on his first for 32 yards. 2 carries for 46 for Nelson, and the 14th first down. Just shy of the 10-yard line. We mentioned earlier that Medrano was getting checked at the sideline for an ankle issue, but he is back on the field, as we mentioned. First down and 10 from the 11. Back to a shotgun on the split. Give it to the left tailback and try to get outside of the right, but he's going to go down quickly. Maybe got back across the line of scrimmage, or maybe fell forward for about a 1-yard forward progress look there. Going to get peeled off the pile was Nelson, and then piled in too hard by Nathaniel Cerceras. He's a running back on offense and playing some D for Alamogordo Tiger defense. So Nelson looks like they're going to give him about 2 yards forward progress that time. 3 carries for 48. 2nd down and 8 now from the 9-yard line. On the right hash, clock down to 4:04 remaining. Eagles by 14. Twins right receiver left, shotgun to Medrano. Angle handoff to the 10 and getting brought down rodeo style. So Saris over the shoulder blades and ripping down on Hill. Hill's going to lose a yard on that play. Boy, Saris read that one perfectly and made him pay for it. First negative carry of the game by Hill. And then coming back into the contest, Josh Ortiz checking in. Also Beatty and another receiver to the far left. Trips left, receiver right. With a 3rd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. Need to get to about the 1.5, closer to the 2-yard line for a first. 4 in the front box for the D for Alamogordo. Shotgun to Medrano, tucks it, goes up the middle, taking the blocks with him, angling right across the 10, getting close to the 5-yard line, will be short of the first down. About 6 there for the quarterback, Medrano. Only his 2nd carry of the second half, has 55 total yards, or make it 65 total yards on 9 carries. That'll be 4th down and about 3.5 for the Eagles. Timeout on the field. 3:11 left here in the 4th. Hobbs 41, Alamogordo 26, up by 15. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Go.
3:11 left here, 4th quarter. Hobbs up big, 41-26 by 15. Trying to tack on another score during a timeout, trying to get the last play call here. 4th and 3 for the Eagles. Got to get to about the 1.5. Currently at the 5.5 yard line. Boy, final score tonight across the border. Seminole shuts out Denver City, a rival game, 75-0. Wow. And Levington down 35-15 to Artesia in the 3rd quarter. The pass to the right side of the end zone off a slant route. Justice French in for the score, and that will be a 6-yard TD catch for Justice French off the throw from Medrano. A quick slant up the middle, and he gets the catch and the score. So Justice French with his 2nd touchdown tonight had an 18-yarder in the first half. The 15th reception for the Eagles. That's 5 catches for 50 yards for Justice French. And Beatty now on the field again for the PAT to try to put some icing on the cake. Eagles up by 21, possibly 22 after this kick. Bad snap. It gets through the hands of Ortiz. Rolling left is Beatty. He's going to throw it down the middle of the end zone, but throws it into the turf. And a somersault attempt for a catch here. Trying to dig it out of the turf that time for the Eagles, but unfortunately could not come up with it. Beatty just kind of launched it down the middle of the field there. Let's see who the guy was he was trying to get it to at the last second. That almost looked like a lineman down there. Yeah, that was a lineman number at least. The guy that was rolling for it was Alicio Rangel, I believe, or maybe 64, Nico Basildua. But regardless, incomplete into the turf. So 3:08 left, 47-26. Eagles by 21. Back with you in 30 seconds. Kickoff for the Hobbs Eagles, leading 47-26 over Alamogordo. This one sailing into the end zone for Beatty. So 60 plus, that'll be an automatic touchback, the first one of those in this game. Eagles just getting a score from French off a pass from Medrano for 6 yards. His second touchdown of the ball game. Again, 50 yards on 5 catches so far for French. Beatty has 4 catches for 49 yards. Ortiz, 3 catches for 34 yards. A couple other guys, Moore has 2 for 11, and Hill 1 for 7 in the passing game. Rushing-wise, it's been all Hill in this ball game, over 100 yards rushing for the game. And 65 for Medrano. 3:08 left in the fourth, 47-26 Eagles, ready to run their record of 4-2. We'll go to 1-1 in the district, dropping Alamogordo to 1-1 and 4-2 overall. I formation, 2 receivers right for Bass underneath the center. From the 20, pitch it back, flea flicker. Here's the throw coming for Ciceros, far to the far right sideline, and gets knocked out at the 45. The receiver was kind of fading past the 50. Ball came short, and a big mitt coming up to block it down for the Eagles. Couple of defenders out there, too. Trying to check out who that was that got a hand on it. Good double team action on that far right sideline from the Alamogordo bench. Looks like the man on the DB position there, Robert Garcia, able to slap that one down. Alamogordo now 3 of 7 in the passing game. Very few yards so far, just 12. Second down and 10 for the 20. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun to Best. He gets the handoff late around the right end, but this is going to be met hard behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe forward progress. Yep, he fell forward for about a 1 or 2. Ciceros gets about a yard on that one. No harm done on that. 3rd down and 9 now for Alamogordo. Couple of guys getting in there quickly for the Eagles. Looked like that might have been an initial hit by Mike Meredith. 3rd down and 9 for the 21. Make it the 21.5. 2:25 remaining in the game. Trips left, receiver right. Tigers last hurrah here. Down by 21. Best will roll right to the 15, looking for a receiver, throws the out route high towards the Alamogordo bench at the 36. Are they going to call that a catch or not? Yes, they are. Way up in the air off the ladder that time. That's going to be 14, maybe more than that. They might give him a couple more. Nope, 14 exactly. Bowman calls down the catch. So 14 yards for him. That's his 3rd catch for 19. Moves the chains, 15th first down for Alamogordo. They're 4 of 8 in the passing game. Best back to throw. Shotgun back deep to the 25 as he's avoiding rush. Runs up to the 30 and fires to the right sideline. Another out route. They're going to say he was clamped down by the DB for the Eagles. As once again, that was Bowman on the far right sideline running the out route at the 42 of the Eagles. I think they're going to say an over-the-top PI going to be called against Hobbs. So unfortunately, that's going to move it up 15. Trying to see who they called that against out there on the far left. Kind of out in the territory. I'm not sure they called against Moore or not, but he was one of the guys out there. Possibly the linebacker, too, they might have got on that one was Gavin McPherson. He went down injured a few minutes ago. 15-yard penalty against the Eagles. That's their first 15-yarder in this ball game. That'll be the 15th, or make that the 16th first down. Shotgun, pass to the left flat, caught at the 50 into Hobbs territory with the run to the 45 near sideline. That'll be a 5-yard catch reception, a catch and go. As pulling that one down was for the Tigers, Keaton Orona. His first catch of the ball game for 5 yards. 5th reception for Alamogordo. 2nd and 5 from the Eagles 45. Clock to 140. Shotgun back to Best at the 50. He's going to tuck it, then he's going to pump fake, but falls down. Looked like his knee buckled on him at the 45. Fell down with the knee on the 44. No gain in the play. Wasn't the plan on that one. Just looked like he hyperextended that leg a little bit. 0 run on that one. Second, or make it 3rd down and 5 from the 45. Left hash, twins left and right. Best in the backfield. Shotgun, rolls right, gets away from pressure. Steps up to the 45, and again his knee buckles. He almost went down. Got away from defenders, runs back to the 40, getting away on the left side to the 50 and throws on the run. Coming back to make the catch at the 35 for the first down. Boy, a lot of scrambling going on. Eagles couldn't get him down. That'll be about a 10-yard pickup. And DeArizo is the one that came up with it. 6th reception for Alamogordo. 10-yard pickup. That'll be a second catch for 17. And the 17th first down for the Tigers. 1:02 remaining. They did stop the clock as he got out of bounds on the near left sideline of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Left hash, 1st and 10 from the 35 of the Eagles. But Hobbs up by 21. 47-26. They'll send 2 receivers left and right. Best in the backfield with 1 running back with him on the shotgun. 3-step drop. Best stays in the pocket. Scampers the feet. Rolls right. He's going to step up in the pocket and fire away. Seam route down the middle. Intercepted in the end zone. Eagles knee it down for the final offensive try for Alamogordo. Pickoff middle of the end zone. The INT for the Hobbs Eagles by Jamin Hernandez, the safety. That's all she wrote for the Tiger O. INT number 3 for Alamogordo. The Hobbs Eagles with the automatic touchback to the 20. Hopefully just going to run this out with a couple of knees, and that'll be all she wrote for the Tigers. Eagles will get their first district win to even up 1-1, dropping the Tigers to 1-1. 3 pickoffs for the Eagles in this one. Started by Adrian Moore in the first half and finished up with Javen Hernandez here in the second half. And they're going to just do a shotgun snap back to the 15, loss of 5, and kneeling down for the Eagles was Conlon McCool. Of course, he's the JV quarterback, sophomore, and it's going to get the negative yardage on that one. No big deal for McCool. He'll take it, getting a chance to get on the field here at the win over Alamogordo. Back at the 15 now, 2nd and 15. Clock to 30 seconds. Should be a couple more snaps, at least 1 snap. So let the field clock run first. That should get it down underneath. This should be the last snap they need to do in this ball game. Clock down to 12 seconds on the field, 14 seconds on the main clock. Just stalling it out here. Bad snap. It rolls back to the 5-yard line. That's not where you wanted it to go, and picking it up is Beatty. So that's going to be minus 10 for Beatty on that rolling snap, but that's the ball game. The cannon sounds, and your Hobbs Eagles have wrapped up the win here in the district, 47-26 victory over Alamogordo. Hobbs will improve to 4-2 overall and 1-1 in district, as the Alamogordo Tigers will drop to 4-2 and 1-1 in district. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, on the internet, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. back here at Watson Stadium. Big win for your Hobbs Eagles tonight as they take apart Alamogordo 47-26. Eagles now 1-1 in district and have a 4-2 overall record. The Tigers dropped to 4-2 and go down to 1-1 in district. So big win for the Eagles here. That is their 7th in a row. And in the previous 6 wins that they got in a row against this Alamogordo's program, all 5 out of those 6 have been by 40 points, at least on the scoreboard. 40 points for the Eagles, at least, and this was no different tonight when they get 47. So nice little streak going on. Eagles came into this contest with a 14-17 record against Alamogordo throughout the history of the series. Make it number 15 win for the Eagles tonight after knocking off Alamogordo. Hobbs ranks 6th in the Max Preps poll. The Tigers at number 10. That's due to the strength of schedule. Eagles definitely a lot more tougher schedule with the 5A teams that they play, the top 3 in the 5A at this point in the Max Preps poll. So a good win for the Eagles. Again, 47-26 as they win by 21 in this game tonight. Taking a look at these numbers, first of all, for Alamogordo in a losing cause, they did manage one guy in triple digits in terms of rushing, almost had 2, but Nathaniel Best, as he has done much of the season, he has 3 100-plus games, 18 carries, 112 yards on the ground, so make it number 4 for triple digits for him. He only scored 1 time, or actually 2 times in the game, one in the first half for 15, another one in the second half for a 2-yard score. So 18 carries, 112 for him. Just shy of the 100 mark was Bloom. He had 12 carries for 98 yards, and most of those were coming in the second half. He had -5 in the first half, 98 total in the second half, so just shy of the 100 mark. Also scored 2 touchdowns in the second half of 14 and 18 yards. Also, Cerceras ended up in the game with 13 carries for 60 yards, but did not score in the contest. His long was 17 in the first half. So 3 primary ball carriers for this Alamogordo team. They had 270 yards rushing on the game in this one. Passing department, not much going on. They were 6 of 11 after the arm of Nathaniel Best. Bowman had 3 catches for 19 yards. Erezo had 2 catches for 17. And last but not least for the Tigers was Keaton Orona, who had a catch for 5 yards. Again, they were 6 of 11 in the passing game for just 41 yards. That's beneath their average on the season. Finishing up with 311 yards of total offense. Not their best numbers of the game, in fact, or of the season, I should say. In fact, last week, one player, that was Nathaniel Best, had 330-plus yards on the ground. So he had more yards in just one man's numbers last week versus what they had total for the team this week. So great testament to the Hobbs Eagles. Also, they picked off 3 interceptions tonight for the Hobbs Eagle D. That tells you something right there. Alamogordo also had 2 punts in the game, so the total of 3 turnovers and those 2 punts. They had a total of 6 penalties for 55 yards, but they did manage 17 first downs, so they did have some sustained drives in this one, just not enough points in losing 47-26. For your Hobbs Eagles, a lot of people doing some damage in terms of the running game. First of all was DeMarcus Hill. He had 10 carries for 71 yards, or 16 carries for 124 yards. He had 71 in the first half, so triple digits for him. The second time he's head over the century mark on the season. And better yet, 3 touchdown runs, 17 and 6 in the first half, and 1 for 4 in the second half. So a great performance for DeMarcus Hill in the backfield. Other rushers tonight, Junior Medrano, a little bit quieter than he has the last few games. So he's been over the 100 mark tonight, 9 for 65. Possibly went down with an ankle injury in the second half, but he came back in the last series of the game. He did score from 12 yards out in the first half on the ground and had a long of 22 in this ball game. Jesse Nelson had some great showing in the second half. All 3 of his carries in the fourth quarter. He had 48 yards on the ground, averaging 16 a pop, but his first rush in the fourth quarter was a 32-yarder for a touchdown. Also added a 14-yarder in the ball game. Eagles unofficially 222 yards rushing in the contest, so definitely a lot of guys getting involved in the rushing numbers. In the passing department, Junior Medrano was 15 of 19 for 140 yards. The leader was Braddock Beatty, 4 catches for 49 yards. He had 2 for double digits in the first half, 27 and 15. Other receptors, including Justice French, 5 catches for 50 yards, 2 touchdowns on those snags, 18 and 6 yards, 1 in each half for touchdowns. Also was 3 catches for Ortiz for 34 yards. His long was 18 in the second half. It was Mora, 2 catches for 11, and Hill, 1 coming out of the backfield for 7. So 5 different receivers with snags in the game. Once again, it was 15 of 19 for 140 yards. Eagles unofficially 362 yards of offense, 222 in the rush, 140 in the pass. Eagles cut down big time on their penalties in this game. They had a total of 5 penalties for 50 yards. That's it, half a field. Definitely an improvement in those numbers for the season. And 14 first downs to the Hobbs Eagle offense, so definitely good sustained drives in this one. Again, 47-26, Eagles winning by 21 in the contest for the victory. Well, they don't have a game next week. The Eagles have a bye, but they will play Centennial 2 weeks from tonight. The Centennial squad is 4-1 on the season. They've already had 1 win under their belt in the district, and that came last week as they picked off Carlsbad, a very close ball game, 21-20 the final, a 1-point victory. And you got to remember something about this Centennial team. They are currently ranked 3rd in the Max Preps Bowl. So Carlsbad playing them close, but they got that 1-point win, probably to hold on to that 3rd place spot. They will play Alamogordo next week. They are off this week, so they'll have a chance to pick up with the Tigers, and that will be a home game at the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces. So that's pretty much where we have that situation. Eagles again had the bye week, so they'll get to rest some guys. We know we had 1 guy down tonight, the tight end for the Hobbs Eagles, so that was a disappointment. He hopefully will be back next week as he will return for the Hobbs Eagles cause. And again, waiting for Seamus Wright, too, because he's been down for about 3 or 4 weeks now with the ankle injury. Thought he might get a chance to step up tonight, as he did suit up and did warm up with the team, but it was kind of a game-time decision, so he did not play in this one. But, of course, Hill stepping up big. We saw some great stuff from Nelson, but I'd like to see another guy added to that mix if possible to have another running back that can really do some damage. So that's where we're at in terms of that. I mentioned the tight end. I didn't get the name out there. Brian Estrada was out with an injury tonight for the Hobbs Eagles. So the Hobbs squad getting that 47-26 victory. We did mention already that Tatum Coyotes winning 52-0 over Hagerman for a shutout win. And the Lovington Wildcats trailing 46-15 in the 4th quarter to Artesia. Of course, the Bulldogs ranked number 1 in the state. The Wildcats at number 3 in the 5A. So a tough road to hoe there. Of course, Artesia already defeated Hobbs earlier this season. So the Bulldogs are no joke in the 5A. Great job for the Eagles tonight. Again, 47-26, winning by 21 over the Alamogordo Tigers. No game next week, 2 weeks from tonight. Right back here at Watson Stadium for a big matchup with Centennial High. Like to thank both Evie and Tiffany Stuber back at the station, backing us up tonight on the board. Also, Jonathan on the camera. We'll say return Sovereign back to the station and on the broadcast 2 weeks from tonight. And thanks also to Ron Gutter running the scoreboard for us. For all you Hobbs Eagle listeners out there, big victory here at Watson Stadium. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks live here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Have a great weekend out there.